Okay. Alright, guys, welcome back to Better Call Maul, episode 16. We have quite a bit of stuff to discuss today. New episode of Bad Batch to talk about. Lots of good buzz for Last of Us, and a few other cool topics. So where would you like to start, Playboy? You want to start with Ant-Man because it's going to take a lot of time, or do you want me to talk about Bad Batch first?
Let's do Bad Batch.
Okay,
because it's fresh in your mind.
That's true. All right, guys. So I'm gonna give my review of the new episode of Bad Batch. So if you guys haven't seen the episode, I might get into a couple details, but I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. Not that there's nothing that I would say is really like spoilery. I mean, people would argue that like if you didn't know it involved certain characters, it's spoilery, but that's just a good thing, I think, honestly, when you look at like the characters and stuff. But this episode was, instead of focusing on the Bad Batch, episode 3 was titled Solitary Soldier, and it felt more like a Clone Wars episode than a Bad Batch episode because it focused on Crosshairs and another clone that we knew that we were. I'm just gonna say it. It focused on Crosshairs and Cody because we knew from the trailers that Cody was going to be back in a couple episodes, and this is the first one he appeared in. And they did a really good job with his arc. We've been wanting to see Cody and wondering what happened to him after Order 66, and I thought they really did a good job here. And in terms of this feeling like what I mean by this feeling like a Clone Wars episode is like, so we go on a mission with just these two and their own like clone battalion. And they go here with the Empire to go and rescue this governor who is a part of the Empire. And there's these former separatists that still have a droid army that are claiming that they don't want to take any part in the Empire, but the Empire, being the Empire in the way that they are, they're basically being told that they have no jurisdiction on this new planet. But you know how the Empire is. They'll try to take over any planet that they want, and they refuse to take no for an answer. So they really try and push that home, and this governor's kind of a pushover, but he won't stand. Like, he's like, the Empire, they have their rules, and like, so they're sent in. So Cody and Crosshairs are sent in to go and liberate this guy. But this mission is very interesting because there's a lot of droids, and you really get to see how capable Crosshair is, and you get to see Crosshair and Cody really bond, and you get to see all the clones work in unison again, which we haven't seen in a long time, which I thought was really cool. Like how Cody, even though it's the Empire, Cody still runs his units like he would run a clone mission like back in Clone Wars, and that was really cool to see. I really liked that. And then, someone died already? Oh, you just found the thing. Okay, good. Yeah, so then you're seeing these, like, one of the coolest things ever is if you ever saw the concept art for the original trilogy of Star Wars, like 4, 5, and 6, Ralph McQuarrie, who's very known for his concept art, there's original design of the Stormtroopers that was never used in any of the movies or even other shows, and they used them in this episode of the Bad Batch, and it was so cool. So it was cool to see that kind of concept art come to life. So I really enjoyed that. Oh shit. That was a nice illumination.
I was gonna say, Green Arrow, is that you?
GA from a distance, just they're popping people off. But yeah, so it was it was really good. The action was cool. Once again, proving that Crosshairs is an this episode just proves, no disrespect to the rest of the Bad Batch, but Crosshairs is the best member of the Bad Batch. But even when he's not on the team, he's
a former member.
Yeah, he more just wants to be in the Empire, but he's just way more interesting and way more badass, and just we like Crosshair, and I loved seeing Cody. And so yeah, I'm gonna give this episode. What is this? New weapon? Oh, it's the shield. Okay.
You want a rocket launcher instead?
I could take one.
Take a rocket launcher.
So I'm gonna give this episode a 9 out of 10. It was easily one of the best Bad Batch episodes, and it's one of the best animated Star Wars episodes there's been. So I'm curious to see how if episode 4 will just be an okay episode, or if it's going to be another really good one. Because this kind of just puts Bad Batch in a different light for animation, and I just thought this was really cool that they really were able to do this episode awesome. And it was really cool.
You didn't tell me we were playing builds.
What'd you say?
You didn't tell me we were playing builds.
Oh, are we on build? Oh, crap.
Yeah, we're on build.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
That's okay.
Whatever. We're doing fine. We killed that one guy pretty easily. But yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the Bad Batch. Curious to see what episode 4 brings. Now I think we're gonna talk about. Do you want to do the smaller topics and then we'll build up to Ant-Man?
Let's save the smaller topics.
Okay, so next thing to discuss is, guys, I think it's pretty safe to say there's a new rumor out there now. We'd heard last week that Jessica Jones or Christian Ritter herself was getting ready to work out for a specific role, and she was seen with a Daredevil T-shirt while working on the treadmill that cannot be bought online, and the logo matches the same Daredevil logo from the Disney Plus showcase when they announced Born Again. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a pretty big coincidence, don't you?
I mean, yeah, it's anything but a coincidence.
Yeah, it definitely seems pretty. What's the word?
What do you think this is hinting towards? Because I have no idea.
I think this hints towards that she's going to be in Daredevil Born Again. And actually, when we were at work, I also heard this. Apparently, they're now getting close to confirming her for Daredevil Born Again, because a new rumor actually stated today that she might be in more than one show.
Ooh.
They said that she's in other projects. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Do you think it'll be in something before or after Born Again?
I think Echo's a safe bet. Like, if Echo comes out before Born Again, I think Echo's a safe bet. I would say
so we're already gonna go with,
chance.
So we're already going with this year.
Yeah, I think so.
You think we'll see Jessica this year?
It's possible. I know they're going to film Born Again
Echo, but
next
I feel
month.
like they're also kind of... I feel like Echo is just more an opportunity to explore more Daredevil, but they could do Jessica Jones, too.
Here's the thing that's going to happen with Echo that I think is going to be hilarious. Echo is going to be one of those shows where you're not going to give a shit about the lead character, but all the Daredevil stuff is going to save that show. Like, the fact that they have...
I think, like... At that point, it's like, what's the point of making that show? Just make it a Daredevil show. But at the same time, they don't want to because they're saving his show for later.
I think they are gonna. I think even though the character won't be interesting, I think there'll be some interesting, expansive knowledge of certain things that they do. I think Echo will probably have some interesting scenes with Kingpin, and I hope they explore more of the relationship that we saw in Hawkeye between those two. I think that will be interesting. But yeah, I think this will... I'm excited. I love Jessica Jones, so I'm excited to see her back.
Me too.
And I like the fact, personally, and we don't even know how many episodes she's going to be in...
How do you think her character will change, though? Because they obviously won't do the same kind of character she had before. I mean... I
really will be kind of upset if they...
I would be very shocked if Disney went that path, but based off of what we've seen from Daredevil, it seems like that they're gonna take a different approach to all the Netflix characters.
I just hope they don't change her too much, because if they try to make her, how do I put this? If they try to censor her, I'm gonna be a little upset. Because I think part of the thing that makes her character great is that she's the type of character where, like, she doesn't, unlike Daredevil, she doesn't need to have all that blood and craziness. She just, she's got a personality that benefits from more R-rated properties. But it doesn't always have to be R-rated. Like, I think you can do a PG-13 and still do her sense of humor and her attitude well. Like, you can still do it. It's not difficult. It just, I hope they don't change her character too much. Because part of the things that made her really good in the Netflix stuff was that she was such a smartass, and that stuff just really works. So I hope they don't change that aspect of her, because I think she has that element that makes her really fun. Is just being a... Oh shit! I got company. It's a stupid Peely over there. Are you gonna get him? Yeah, so I think they really did a good job. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with her. I would say that when it comes to bringing in these Netflix characters, I think they did a pretty good job with Daredevil, what they're doing, and hopefully they'll do an even better job in Born Again. But I am a little nervous for some of these characters. One character, I know it's probably going to eventually be announced, but I think it won't be for a while. I'm really nervous when they're going to announce Punisher, because they gotta handle Punisher very, very carefully.
Yeah, obviously, I totally agree.
Like that's the only character I think in the Netflix universe that makes me nervous.
They're the same. They're two sides of the same coin. I feel like.
Yeah.
Is that you like they're two characters like their already personality kind of defines them, and if you take that away, then it feels like it's somebody else.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. It's gonna be really sad if they end up doing this and making that kind of feel that way. Yeah. It won't be great. But yeah, so I think that's a smaller topic we have. Another topic we have is I saw a picture. I can't believe I didn't bring this up to you at work. Did you see the picture of Deadpool in the TBA for Deadpool 3?
You mean like the concept art?
No, not concept art. Like an actual sort of set photo.
No, I don't think I've seen that.
So there's this photo out here, right? And Deadpool's in almost a director chair, but he's in front of a computer with another random editor. And on the screen in front of them, they're looking at two different computer monitors. On the first screen, it's a picture from Endgame, right? Where Cap and Bruce Banner are in reliving the Battle of New York. But here's the catch. On the computer screen, which is different from the previous event, Deadpool is in that scene on the computer now. So it showed him on the thing.
Wasn't that a fake years when before Endgame came out there was that photos? I'm pretty sure.
No, this is this came from Ryan Reynolds. This was a legit thing. This was posted. And it was legit. I looked at it and I was like, wow.
You might have to share that. Was it on his Instagram or Twitter?
I don't remember where. I just remember I saw it and I
need you to share that with me because I don't know. I mean, I'm usually up. I follow Ryan Reynolds. I don't.
Let me see if I can get it
on that.
Yeah, I know he was posting a bunch of stuff today.
That's weird. I would have seen that, and because I follow him. I don't know.
Let me see what I can do. See if I can find it. I know I have the picture, but I want to see if I can get the actual source for it. Because I know that I'm even more. I think what happened is I think they removed it, and that's what makes me even more sure of it. So this picture, okay, I got it right now. I'm sending it to you right now. So this picture is the one I found, and I haven't seen it since it was up. I haven't seen it pop back up, so I wonder if they removed it because they're trying to hide stuff.
They might have.
Because it was out there, and now I don't think I can find it, so I took a screenshot of it just to make sure.
Post it, because, Ryan
maybe it was an accident?
Ryan Reynolds, no, because Ryan Reynolds is, he's not that naive. He's not a naive,
I know.
actor.
That's why I'm wondering why it was even, I wonder what would have caused that to happen.
I think it's either, these celebrities, their Instagrams get hacked sometimes. Maybe it was just because.
Ooh, I'm gonna have a video to do tomorrow. This is crazy.
What?
So have you ever heard of Canada Graphs?
Canada Graphs?
Yeah.
Can't say I have heard of that.
So he's a person that he gets to go to all the sets of big TV shows and movies, especially if they film in Canada, and he gets exclusive pictures that nobody gets. And I just opened my Twitter, and you know what the first thing that popped up on my Twitter is?
What?
First official picture of Stephen Amell on Flash now.
Oh.
So I'm pretty stoked. I'm stoked because this is what I've been waiting for.
I feel about that show. I'm not, the biggest.
Well, I'm excited because this picture does hint that things are going to be different than what some people were predicting previously. Because a lot of people are like, oh, if he shows up and he's in the Spectre outfit, then he's going to be Spectre. But the picture I'm looking at right now is not him as Spectre. It's him as Oliver Queen again. So
that's some big news. Now, is he in a costume or what?
Right now, he's in his normal Oliver Queen attire, but they could be hiding his costume. So maybe he's getting a new suit, and they're hiding his.
So let me ask you this now. So now we're on to a new topic because of this.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this: what do you think if he's not Spectre? What do you think?
So I saw someone throw this theory around. I saw someone throw this theory around because they want the number one thing is because this is also supposed to be the end of the Arrowverse. They have to be very careful with what they do with Oliver Queen for this final event, because a lot of people really liked his ending. Like, so like you could resurrect him, but you have to have a reason for it. Like, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be connected to Bloodwork, because like he had the whole thing with Flash where he could do the whole nightmare thing and possess people and everything.
Right.
So, but I also think, because there's a multiverse out there and there's many different versions, like you had said before. So I have two thoughts on this, and I'll even do a video on it tomorrow. I think that this could be, because the Flash is known for a time travel show, Barry could be in such a jam that he needed to go back in time or pull Oliver from one of the timelines to just be in. So I'm just happy because as much as I like the concept that they did with Spectre, you can't do the final season of The Flash and not bring back Oliver Queen as Oliver Queen. The fact that we're seeing him, we're probably eventually going to get a picture of him in the suit. But the fact that it's just Oliver Queen right now, that makes me happy, because it's like we know there's not going to be any Spectre trickery.
So it's him. We definitely know it's not Spectre now. So.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm happy to hear that.
What version of GA do you think we're getting from him? Do you think this is the in-universe GA, and somehow like he's not Spectre anymore, or do you think it's a different timeline and he's got like maybe classic GA?
It really depends.
What are you expecting from this version? Do you think he's gonna be like dark and gritty like he is, or do you think?
I'm hoping. One thing I'm really hoping is, as much as I enjoy the elements of some of the dark and gritty, I think if you're gonna have him on the Flash with the Flash's tone, I think a fun Oliver would be such a cool, refreshing take. Like you could have him be super badass, but still like have him be smiling and cracking jokes, like making fun of Bloodwork. Like I think to have the comedic elements, I think would be so fun. So I'm hoping for.
I totally agree. Yeah.
I'm definitely hoping for a comedic Oliver. I think comedic. Oh, thank you. Oh, here's another thing. Matt Reeves has provided. Oh shit! I'm being shot again out the air. That sucks.
I told you that you were revived. You didn't move.
So Matt Reeves also provides an update on the Batman sequel. We're deep in it, and my partner and I are writing. Mattson, Tomlin, and I are writing, and it's very exciting, and I'm really excited about what we're doing. So Batman 2 update.
Okay, Joe, get off your phone. Get off Twitter.
Yeah, I'm getting off now. There was actually good stuff that was popping up, but we got to do better.
Yeah, I would honestly stand here. I wouldn't mind a fun Oliver. Like I would genuinely, even though I haven't watched the past 5 seasons, I would genuinely watch this new season just to see a different Green Arrow.
They also put out a new trailer that I did a reaction to tonight too, for like the new season for the Flash. And it was an extended of like the regular trailer that they did, but it showed more stuff. Oh shit, the stupid storm's right there.
You didn't move? Oh man.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, the thing moved. But so in the trailer, I'm curious. Like, I've seen a lot of people see this scene where Barry's in a grass, like almost island area, and he asks for someone's help, and they're not showing the person that he asks for help. So a lot of people are like, oh, it's gonna be Grodd, because some people are like, oh, it makes sense that he'd team up with Grodd, since Grodd's kind of an anti-hero on the show now. But here's the thing that I think is weird. If it's Grodd, why not show Grodd? Because people know what Grodd looks like. You know, people expect Grodd on the Flash, seeing that we've seen Grodd on the Flash before. You know?
Yeah.
So my takeaway is, it's probably not Grodd.
Who do you think it is then?
Well, being that it's an island area, I wouldn't be surprised if Barry's going to whatever timeline he is to speak to Oliver. Like maybe he goes there and is like, oh, I need your help to help save the city.
That makes sense.
I can see that, but Grodd is pretty cool too. I like the Grodd idea. That's crazy.
I do like me some Grodd.
I'm always down for more Grodd. That's the one thing I'll give the Flash is they definitely had a pretty good CGI'd Grodd. Like whatever they did to make Grodd cool, they did some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the thing you were talking about with Batman? You were saying
oh shit. About... Oh yeah. So the Batman 2 was saying that Matt Reeves is actually hard at work already, and he gave an update that him and his partners are already working on the sequel, and that they're deep into it. And now I'm also seeing that they just said something about Penguin leading directly into the Batman 2. Oh, that was
so
a set footage.
Colin Farrell's returning.
Wait a minute. What is this? Now someone posted a set video of people fighting and stuff, and so from that footage. That's interesting. But yeah, no, I think that's going to be interesting for the Batman 2.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be pretty. Whoa, my phone fell, but it's okay. But yeah, no, so I think the whole Penguin thing is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to see what they do with that. I'm excited for that Penguin show because I've heard things about that show that get me pretty excited. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. I mean, of course, because Colin Farrell and all that, I think there's a lot of reasons for it to be good. Here's something we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about yet. I'm sure Xavier's already going to bring this up to us when we see him at work pretty soon. Have you heard about this stupid nonsense with the fans of the Snyderverse wanting the Netflix to make the Snyderverse happen?
Oh my God, no. Of course they would.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of it. Trust me. I do definitely not agree. Like I'm not happy about that. That could be a possibility, just because you don't want to give that cult more power.
Exactly, dude. I can't stand Snyder fans, man. I used to be a Snyder fan, like not Snyder fan. I used to like Snyder, but like
yeah, you like the director, but like they getting too into it the way that they've been getting lately is freaking dumb.
Like honestly, okay, let's say that does happen, right? Let's say Netflix does do that. Do you think that's do you necessarily think that's a bad thing? Because it's separate from the main DC line. Like who cares what they do with that universe at this point? Because we have our own James Gunn-led DC universe.
Well,
so
you and I had talked many times, I personally feel. Oh no, we're going back to lobby. My bad.
Yeah, and put it
I personally feel that the idea of returning to something like I keep telling Xavier, the limitations of the Snyderverse always were shown to me. The thing that I want with James Gunn's DC is to properly have and to say there is a cohesive DC universe. That to me is what I want more than anything. Is to say that we're going to cohesively see a proper universe. Like we know it's going to involve video games and movies and TV shows on one, which it doesn't matter whatever media form it is. That I'm just glad that there's going to be, you're going to watch a movie and then you'll watch another movie and it's going to go cohesively make sense.
Right. Yeah.
And if you look at James Gunn's track record, I think it's going to be pretty crazy. Like, I'm also hearing now that they're probably going to announce, I think I've heard the end of the month we should be expecting the big drop of the projects.
Wow.
So
yeah, you told me that. And
yeah.
I mean, I think as we discussed,
yeah,
Shazam is probably safe. I'm gonna say
70%
so. Chance of it being
safe. I think so.
But if not, they can always recast. I mean, not recast. They can always just redo Shazam. It can just be a different version, but you can still use Zachary Levi, and you can. Use
it wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be hard to bring him back and do that stuff.
And then I think we both agree that James Gunn plans on his phase 1, the first movie in phase 1 of this new DC. It's got to be Blue Beetle, right?
Yep.
That would make the most sense to me, because unless they intended Blue Beetle to be part of the DCEU, but I'm not sure.
It would definitely be a part of the DCU, I think. Because my whole thing is, like, the thing I think is weird is, even though we're probably sure that Shazam is going to be somewhat a part of it because of what we've heard, if you look at James Gunn's, like, activity on social media, he's been, the only DC movie that comes out this year that he's been promoting is Blue Beetle.
So he hasn't even promoted, I
haven't seen him promote Shazam. I haven't seen him say go see Shazam. I haven't seen him go see Aquaman. But he's been promoting Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I'm just mad that there's test screens for that movie, but we haven't even gotten a teaser trailer. I know it doesn't come out till August, but it still pisses me off.
August?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's August, then we're obviously not gonna get a trailer yet.
It just seems it's just weird that they keep telling us those things.
I honestly don't think we're gonna get. We're probably not gonna get a trailer until maybe June or July.
Probably.
At the latest.
It depends how early they want to market it, because with a character like Blue Beetle, earlier marketing could benefit them. Because
I think it could, but at the same time, we know who Blue Beetle is, so if they market it too early for us, it's gonna be a longer wait for us, because
that's true.
That's true. And like you told me, James Gunn wants to. Sorry. He wants to I don't know what the word. What do you call it? He wants to. Let's just put it this way. He cares a lot about the fans as much as he does the general audience.
Agreed.
And
he definitely has an understanding of dealing with both.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be some good. Yeah, I think DC's like right now. I know with like when we were gonna talk about like Ant-Man and stuff, like Marvel is getting to some pretty crazy places, and I think Phase 5 is gonna definitely redeem a lot of Phase 4.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
but I think like I'm really excited to see what DC brings to the table in these next couple of years, because I think it's gonna be very exciting.
I think by year 3 or year 4, DC, like when DC gets well into itself, it could rival Marvel at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think by the time, so if you really think realistically, since we're getting Phase 1, probably in the next, whenever James Gunn says it's going to happen, it's probably going to be a few years, right? If we get Phase 1 of his new DC, if we get his Phase 1 of his new DC universe, by the time, where do you think new DC is going to be when Secret Wars is out in theaters?
It's got to be at the end of Phase 1, maybe starting Phase 2.
Because I think once Secret Wars happens for Marvel, not going to say Marvel's going to lose excitement, because I think Marvel will still get dumped, but
I think when Secret Wars comes out, we're going to get our first real Justice League.
I think so too. I have that feeling too. I feel like personally, I've always had this felt this way. I feel James Gunn is, how do I put this in the nicest way? I think he's the type of guy to be kind of like salty towards someone like Marvel, like, oh yeah, look, you guys are watching Secret Wars, enjoying that shit? Well, guess what? You want to see a real Justice League movie? We got that. Ready for you. Like, I just feel like he's that guy where he just, not that he has any ill will.
He's like, fuck you, Marvel.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any ill will towards Marvel, but no, I don't think it's Marvel specific. I think he wants to fuck over Disney. Like, I think he just wants to fuck over Disney's box office. Like, I think he's like, yeah, enjoy your Secret Wars. You have fun. I got something for you. Like, I think he wants to go after Disney probably more than anything. But I don't know.
Which sucks because, you know, Marvel. We both love Marvel and DC.
Oh, I also had a topic I wanted to talk to you about that I saw that I was watching a bunch of people review about, and I wanted to get your take on this.
What was it?
So, in terms of Disney,
was it The Whale? I swear to God.
No, that's not what we're not talking about. That movie. It's not happening.
Good.
Nobody expect that. That you want to watch that? You can go watch Connor's channel. Not talking. Don't watch our stuff. I will not cover. You won't get.
Watch The Whale.
I'm not gonna have a review up for that. It's not happening.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, Joe, don't review The Whale, dude.
I'm not. I'm not doing it. Good. I have other content to work on, dude. I'm gonna have a busy day tomorrow. I'm getting to go to work tomorrow, dude. I'm gonna make that. I'm still pumped that those set photos came out because that's gonna be so fun to make that video. Cause
oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome.
I just want someone to send me a higher definition resolution version of that set footage that shows them fighting, because I can see who one of them is. But the thing that's crazy, oh shit, there's a bunch of these people on the bridge. Watch out. The thing that's crazy to me is you can see like they're on like, I don't know where the set is, but they're in the middle of this like big courtyard area, and Oliver looks like he's on some mat taking on 10 guys. And from what I can see from the set footage, unless they're trying to hide his costumes, it looks like he's in broad daylight as Oliver Queen, just fucking sidekicking and wrecking fools. So that's going to be interesting to me, how they're going to work that around.
You know, maybe he doesn't even have a suit. I mean, I think they'll put a suit for him, but maybe at this point, like at the beginning. In the beginning,
maybe the first scene of him, maybe we see a fight scene of him as just Oliver Queen, just wrecking fools.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I've always told people one of my favorite things about Arrow was I always said that any scene of Oliver in broad daylight when he was able to just, like, wreck fools, I always loved it. Like, especially when he was, I think it was season 2, when he goes up against the Brafa and they betray him, and he takes the 2 guns and he's like, no, this brotherhood works for me now. Like, I was like, oh shit. I love that shit.
Shit goes down, right, Joe?
Yeah, it does go down. But yeah, no, I love it. I think I'm down with that. It looks cool. But yeah, I think the big things here, with DC, I think there's some promise coming around. I think we're ready to talk. Like, I'm trying to think if I had any other smaller topics, but I'm ready to discuss Ant-Man if you are, because I don't think I have any other bigger thing that's really on the list right now.
Well, I just think that you need to just wee in my panty.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I said that. Okay, let's go.
That's funny.
All right, you can go. I think go ahead. You should give us your thoughts on Ant-Man first.
On Ant-Man? Okay.
Give us your thoughts on the trailer and everything and blah blah blah.
Okay, so I love this trailer. I've seen some people be negative about this trailer, and there's people that aren't hyped for this movie, and it makes me sad because I think this movie is going to be. Let me tell you a little thing, okay? I have been somebody who has very much enjoyed the Ant-Man movies for what they were, but I love that Peyton Reed is not going to. Peyton Reed is now like Mike Barnes. He's not going to sit there and let you guys just have your little like palate cleanser movies. He wants to make something truly epic, and he set out to do that.
Yep.
And so, first thing I'll cover, because I know people have wanted to discuss it, and we can discuss it in detail within each other as well. I love the idea that they're gonna make it where Yellow Jacket has now become MODOK, because I think it's very important to be somebody that we already know. Like, I think if it was going to be, like, the Bill Murray thing would be too silly. Any of the other characters they have in that movie, it wouldn't make sense for. But I think the whole Mr. Electric, Shark Boy and Lava Girl thing totally works for me. I'm on board with it. But I'm going to be completely honest. Oh, with the, did you never see Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh, no, Mr. Electric's from a different movie. He's from Spy Kids.
Oh, is it Spy Kids? Okay, I thought it was from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. What was George Lopez's villain's character's name then? In that?
Mr. Electric.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, the Spy Kids.
Oh, okay. Well, either way.
Yeah. Well, whatever. No, yeah, go on.
Here's the other thing I will say. I'm not expecting. I know people are like, "Oh, MODOK's in the movie." The fact that this is the only trailer that we've gotten MODOK in, I do not think MODOK has a lot of screen time in this movie.
I don't think so either.
Which I'm fine with, because if I'm being completely honest, and I know this might be a hot take, as much as I'm excited to see MODOK, this movie did not need MODOK. Like,
it didn't, and I think they wanted to get. Okay, here's my thought. I'll share my other thoughts later, but I agree that you said it's great to make Darren Cross MODOK, because one, it makes a little bit of sense when you think about what happened to him at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was telling people today, and I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Two, it's also a good opportunity because you can just use a villain that you can recycle a villain that you probably weren't going to come back to, and without making a completely new character that you're only going to use for one movie, like you just said.
Absolutely.
And three, and I don't want to get into spoilers here. This won't be spoilers. This is just speculation, and I don't know if you were going to bring this up yourself. I feel like you were heading towards that. But do you have a suspicion that MODOK is being used as a pawn in this movie, and that he's probably gonna die?
I don't think they'll kill MODOK because
I think Kang is using him as a pawn, and once he's done with MODOK, he doesn't need him anymore.
I think they'll use him as a pawn, but I really hope that if you introduce these other Marvel characters that people want, they have to stop killing their villains. Because if they kill their villains, then there's nothing left. And that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like I could get behind that MODOK maybe disappeared for a little bit, but getting killed, I think, is like.
So you don't want him to die.
I don't, because there could be a project where they could use AIM again, and they might need MODOK for something later. Like maybe a smaller scale movie, they might need him. So, but also,
I mean, so he was always tied in with AIM.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
But here's my problem with that, is that we know AIM already exists in the MCU without MODOK, and we haven't heard from AIM since, so I assume that after Aldrich Killian kind of got his shit rocked, AIM just kind of went away. Like, there was no, because Aldrich Killian, I'm pretty sure he was behind AIM, and
that's true.
After that, we just haven't heard anything from AIM, and I don't think it's a thing anymore. And two, why would you bring back MODOK just to have AIM involved in the MCU again? Because you have Hydra, you have like Hammer Tech, you have like all these other you have like Roxxon. You don't need AIM anymore. Like you just,
that's true. We don't really need AIM.
Serve a purpose anymore.
I just feel like if we really liked MODOK in this movie and then we wanted more with him and we're not going to get him, that'd be kind of sad. But
which I think, look, here's my thing about MODOK is, I get that he's a funny character. That's what they've always made him to be. In the comics, he was never meant to be like a serious character. And
that's what I was telling people.
I don't think they're gonna make him a serious character in this movie. I don't know why they would.
No, I could definitely see Kang double crossing him. I just feel like introducing a new character and then killing him is just.
My thing was, if they do end up making us like him in the movie, which I don't know. I think he'll be a funny character, and I think he'll do some pretty cool things, because he looks pretty sick. But at the end of the day, if, let's say worst case scenario, he does die, me personally, I'm okay with that, because I think MODOK is a villain that you can make a one-off villain. Like MODOK,
That's true.
you don't
He
need to do
could.
MODOK in multiple movies. That's my opinion, though. I know you have a different relationship with MODOK.
I mean, for
You like that
me,
Avengers game and you like MODOK,
for
but
me
I think
personally,
the
my
difference
thing
is
would, yeah,
here.
go
Let me
ahead.
finish. The difference is let's take like Ronin for example. You mess up Ronin so bad, and that's a villain that you cannot make a one-time villain, and then you
Right.
just fuck him up. That's like the worst case scenario. You do that with MODOK, and it feels unnecessary, at least for me. I think
Yeah.
I think MODOK deserves that, like, the one-time treatment, because you don't even do him again. Like, he doesn't serve a
Yeah.
purpose outside of that. He's there to be, like, the antagonist for a little bit, and that's it. And I think he also serves as a pawn for Kang. So that's why I think I'm okay with the idea of if he does die, then he dies. But if not, whatever. I mean, I guess you can use him for something. I don't know what you would use him
Yeah,
for, but
whatever they want to
we'll
use
see.
him
So
for again.
finish what you were gonna say though.
Oh, I was just gonna say that for me, like as much as like yeah, my history with MODOK, I like MODOK. He's not like my most favorite Marvel villain, so if he died, I wouldn't be upset. I just worry about other fans. Like it has less to do with MODOK and more to do just with the trend of them always finding ways to get rid of their villains. I would like there to be reasons to keep their people.
So how'd you die?
I was trying to shoot that guy and I got shot. Like really bad, I got shot up. But yeah, I just feel like that there's a reason to those things, I think. And hopefully it gets better. Like hopefully we can deal with that stuff and not have to worry about like if he did die in a situation where you have Kang, then I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Right.
That much I'll say. I'll say that that's why I'm kind of iffy about having MODOK in this movie. Is I don't want anything taking away from Kang. So I hope his screen time.
And that's why I don't think it will, because I don't think you will, because they're two completely different characters. And sure, like MODOK might have some like charm to him, and like he'll probably be funny, but you're not gonna take away from Kang. Like MODOK is the best character you could have in this movie, because he will not take away from Kang.
So here's something I just thought about too, and this actually made me think of something interesting. Do you think Kang would use MODOK to distract the other members of Scott's family when him and Scott are trying to like do their thing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's being on. He's just the fish. He's the bait. He's like, yeah, you go ahead and do that. Like you go and pretend you're the real villain, but I am the man behind the curtain. You know, like I'm.
Right.
I think that's what's up.
That's interesting. I wonder how early into the movie we're gonna know that Kang is just.
Yeah. No,
like
for sure.
he's
Like,
just up to no good.
It'll definitely be early.
Yeah, I think so too. Did they say that runtime that they announced is confirmed too? Like I think it was 2.
I don't know if it was. They said 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was confirmed.
I mean the Ant-Man movies have always gotten by with that 2-hour runtime, so it's fine. I mean, if it's well paced, and I don't think like as much as I love a really good in-depth story with like 3 hours, there's certain movies that I don't think need to be that long.
Right.
You can do a movie with a shorter runtime and still get a lot of justice done properly.
I think you know, me and you may not agree on this, but one of those examples, as I think Multiverse of Madness did that. At first, I thought that it should have been longer, but looking back at it now, I'm like, you know what? For what they did in that movie and what they wanted to achieve, that I can really understand like why they went with that runtime, because that works. Like for me, that works.
Well, this year I'm trying to be more open-minded. I'm actually going to be leading up to Ant-Man. I'm actually going to be doing an MCU rewatch pretty soon, and I will rewatch that movie. So you might see some interesting, different opinions when I rewatch these movies. We'll have to see.
So how are you dying?
I'm not. I'm killing this guy. I knocked him. Why are you coming over here? You need to be dead. Good. Stay dead. That thing's on fire. Did the other guy go away now? Is he dead?
Yeah, I got the other guy.
Good. Okay, anything else? Yeah, so I think that's really...
Yeah, heal up, Joe, heal up.
Yeah, where's the shit? Where's the health? Oh, it's over here. Okay. No, there's a guy still over there. Oh, shit. There's like a bunch of AIs that got set off over there. I can see them all. They're all over there.
Joe, can you kill those AIs?
So I'm down. I can't help.
You help, right? Oh no, you're over there. But yeah, so what did you think visually? Like, when you look at the trailer visually, what do you think? Do you think it's one of the best looking movies that we've had, like, in a while?
I think it's going to be one of the better looking ones for sure. I definitely think...
I think they definitely put their all into this. Like, you can tell, like, when you, like, in every category, like, sound mixing, like, acting, costuming, design, CGI.
Well, like I said, Peyton
put their all into this movie.
Well, yeah, like I said, Peyton Reed definitely, he wants people to get that, I feel.
Respect them.
Yeah, like I think he wants to come out with this movie and just be like, you guys can't make jokes about me anymore. Like I did what you guys said I couldn't do.
Do you think that it's gonna be the best script that Marvel's written?
It sounds like it will be. It sounds like it will be. I just don't know what to expect yet. Because, like, I want to say yes, it will be, but I never want to say, like, I never want to go 100% on something.
Yes before it's too early, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
yeah, exactly.
If it's like, I'm worried, like, the trailers haven't given me any evidence so far that it's like there's parts of the trailers, yeah, a lot of dialogue with Kang is really good, but I need to see the whole story. I need to see how everything is written, how is each arc written, how is the payback, or how's all that working.
Right. Yeah, no, I completely agree. So we didn't see him in this trailer, so we've only seen one shot of him. What do you think? What's up with Bill Murray? What do you think his part's gonna play in this movie?
I think it's gonna be an interesting part, but I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be something connected between one of the people that Janet was in touch with, from what I heard, because I heard they said something about his character in some article today. So I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be a smaller character, but it's gonna be an important role. But maybe it's not as linked to Kang.
I was gonna ask you, do you think he's linked to Kang? Like, do you think he's in cahoots with Kang, or do you think he's just there?
I think he's his own thing, and I think Kang is just so focused on his goal that he doesn't see. Because I think Kang is the type of person where, like, there's certain things that he's gonna view as a threat, but I don't think it's gonna but I don't think it's gonna be like a bigger picture for him. I think it's going to be very small scale. I definitely think it's a small scale situation. Oh, my chair just like flipped.
Oh, I saw the picture you just sent me. That's definitely fake, man.
That's interesting because I saw a bunch of people, like, a bunch of sources talking about it, and then
I know that set photo. That set photo was that's 100% edited because that picture of Deadpool is from the Deadpool 2016 movie.
Oh, I wonder why they shared
that specific picture that's on the monitor was a picture that was released around before Endgame as a meme because people were like, "What if Deadpool was in Endgame?" Like it was used as a troll to make people think that Deadpool was in that movie. But when he actually wasn't,
why did they do that?
I think it's just a troll picture. I think it's just a. I don't think it's meant to be taken seriously. I think it's just a funny picture.
That's good. That's good. There's not. That's so interesting that they. I just knew that there was rumors of TVA, so I was like, oh, are they already kind of hinting at that? But I guess Yeah, that would make
No,
sense.
that's just a funny picture. That's not.
I hate
It's a
when
joke
people
picture.
do that though, because there's so many things they're gonna
You
start
can
filming
tell
now.
when
Like,
you can tell when something's like legitimate. Like that's not
no, I know.
that's not even. I don't even know who's in that. That's probably just somebody dressed up as Deadpool. And they literally they just photoshopped those pictures into the monitor. Like those actual monitors did not have those pictures on it. It looks completely photoshopped. So sorry
No,
to
yeah, it's whatever.
do that to
It's
you,
not.
man.
I'm not that upset about it. It just looked cool, so I was like, oh, it'd be cool if this was actually happening, but I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think like there's no doubt that the TV is gonna be involved with Deadpool 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah.
Yeah, I guess here's a topic we haven't discussed yet that I'm interested about. What are you expecting? Because obviously, as a football fan, you have the football side of things. But what do you expect from being that the Super Bowl is always known for like the big companies spend so much money just on advertising their big movies, right?
Yeah.
What are you expecting from the Super Bowl this year? Obviously, we have the Flash show as we expected. But what are you expecting that they haven't promoted yet that we're gonna get?
Well, if I was to give my 50 cents on this, I think so. Obviously, the Flash trailer. I think we're gonna get an Ant-Man TV spot. It'll probably just be a TV spot made for the game. They'll probably already release a bunch of TV spots before that, but it's probably just gonna be a
Yeah.
TV spot for specifically the Super Bowl game.
Do you think since they did this big trail that they're gonna do a TV spot with new footage, or do you think it will be reused footage?
It'll be a mix of both.
Yeah.
It'll be a mix of both. I think the reason they're not marketing this movie as huge, they're gonna start marketing when we get into February, but they're being very careful on what they show because I think a lot of this movie is gonna be heavy
Oh yeah,
spoilers.
I saw a lot of people that
Heavy
were
spoilers.
I saw a lot of people that were saying that we still need proper footage of. They keep calling it Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, but there's very little Wasp footage being shown for this movie.
Yeah, they're again heavy spoilers. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen to these characters. I mean, right now it's up in the air. So
Yeah, Kang could rip her wings off, and they don't want us to see it.
yeah,
Be pretty crazy.
that's.
Do you think anybody else besides Scott in this movie is gonna get really hurt?
Well, obviously, I think Janet and Hank,
Yeah.
and possibly Bill Murray.
Being that they're older characters, like, what can you really do besides just killing them that will really like make people emotionally care?
I don't know. I think Hope could, but I just think it'll be Janet, Hank, and maybe Scott.
Well, see, it doesn't have to necessarily be
maybe
death.
Bill Murray. Maybe
It doesn't have to be
too.
death. I'm just thinking about just like consequences, right? Like things that could be severe. Like something that's really interesting. Despite this movie being about Ant-Man, I think a lot of the consequences in this movie are going to a lot of this bad stuff that happens to the Ant-Man family in this movie is going to be happening because
The Ant family.
because Cassie basically sent everyone to their doom.
Yeah.
Like I think that's gonna come and hit her in the face.
And I called it. when we were talking about Ant-Man a while back, one of our podcasts. But I called it. I said, you know, Cassie. I was saying that if whoever dies in the movie, if Scott dies, Cassie's gonna have that on her conscience her entire life because it's her fault for bringing them into that situation.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm just gonna say, whatever happens to anybody in this movie is all Cassie's fault, and there's no two ways around it. Like you can say. Like, we can sympathize for her, but at the end of the day, you have to deal with the raw facts. That's completely on you. That's no one else's fault but yours, and that's just it is what it is. As much as it's gonna hurt, it is what it is. It's her fault, and
I want to know what
sucks,
she's going.
but...
I want to know what she was going to prison for. That's what I want to know.
Well, remember I told you? I told you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You remember what it was?
It refreshed my memory. I kind
It's because she was trying to like imitate like kind of what Scott was doing with Ant-Man, but then she like started messing stuff up, and She probably went to prison for like stealing something, kind of like her dad.
That's what I was thinking. It was going to be stealing something. But what would she steal? Do you think that would?
I don't know. It's probably gonna be like remember in the Suicide Squad where Bloodsport's daughter stole something really stupid.
Yeah. Stupid
It's
watch.
Probably gonna be something like yeah, like a fucking watch or something. And she was just hoping not to get caught.
Yeah, but you're gonna get caught. It's just gonna happen.
Oh shit! What happened, Joe?
I just launched myself off that platform because I can.
Oh fuck! Damn.
No, I just feel like.
Yeah, but it looks like a bad situation for her, and then
yep.
Obviously, so you go from getting caught and stealing stuff and probably disappointing your dad to disappointing him again by getting everyone trapped in the quantum realm, and then you're getting your dad killed. So yeah, not ideal, is it?
I really like that line because you know Cassie's more grown up now. I think it's so interesting that that Kang's like, oh, she's not gonna want to watch this. And
yeah.
I'm like,
what, did he say she or was he talking to Cassie and saying you don't want to watch this?
He looked at Scott and said she didn't want to watch this.
Oh,
I believe
okay.
so. It's like he was pulling the father. Kang is getting very personal with Ant-Man. Like he is like
he is.
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, you're a dad.
You know what?
I can make this better for you.
We might have to start up a new theory for this because why is he so personal with Scott? It's like he did something to him.
I think so. I think what happened is
let's keep in mind that without Scott was kind of the one who discovered time travel. He was the one who was like, hey, if we could do this, you know, I mean, he might be the one who put time travel in line.
I still have a feeling that something from Endgame is gonna tie to Kang. That's gonna come back and bite everyone in the ass from something that they did.
I think so. Yeah.
Like my theory is, and I know this is horrible because he's already got so much blood on his hands. I have a feeling that you know the scene when Tony discovers how to make time travel work for the first time.
Oh no.
How much you want to bet that he tapped into like Kang's tech or something and then just
probably.
Oh shit. Wouldn't that just suck to put more blood on Tony's hands after everything he's already got on his... That would just suck.
Kang seems like the type of guy though that he's self-aware and he can say he could say like another one of Tony's mistakes. The blood falls in your hands now, or something like that, right?
Yep.
Or him saying something like, Stark has a habit of
you'd have to
other people's blood on other people's hands.
You'd have to think that he's gonna mention that he's killed other Avengers to Scott when he meets him. Like I would imagine there'd be a conversation where he's like, yeah, like when the real him is like really there. I think there'll be something like, oh yeah, I killed Steve, I killed Tony. They're all gone. You're nothing to me.
So as we see in the trailer, especially towards the end, Scott is getting his shit rocked.
And also, one thing I want to make up.
You think he's dead?
I'm torn. I'm torn now.
Do you think they're making it too obvious?
I think they're making it too obvious. So I'm gonna say that I don't think he dies. But what I will say this is, I think that
you even got the I'm sorry, Cassie. Kind of like the thing, the original Infinity War trailer at Comic-Con where they were showing Tom Holland who said I'm sorry to Mr. Tony.
I think that they're gonna do something because they've been showing this new trailer revealed all that craziness with those new variants, right?
Yeah.
I could see there being some sort of variant twist where maybe I think a lot of the variants die, but I don't think our Scott will die.
Ooh, you think he's gonna use one of his variants to like trick Kang to think that he killed him, but it's actually a fake?
Yeah, potentially. I think he will.
Kind of like how Hawkman tricked what's his name, Devil guy.
Yeah, oh yeah, what's his
in
name?
Black
Yeah,
Adam, where it was
yeah,
he thought he killed him, but it was actually someone
yeah.
different.
I think it could be something like that. I think Scott's smart enough to figure
You
something
actually
out
put a
like
good
that.
point. That's actually a good point. So I think we should look up at that because I mean obviously it shows that moment where he sees a reflection of himself and it could be a different version of himself or maybe
Yeah,
just like a clone. So he could definitely I mean he could definitely outsmart Kang for sure.
it's gonna be interesting that there's some
So
beef between the other clones and him because there's that scene of that anthill of all different Scotts.
yeah, and they're
So
all like he's getting buried in all of them, but he also
yeah,
uses them to get somewhere. He's trying to get somewhere.
yeah. So
It's
something
gonna be
is
a very
going
interesting
on.
movie, dude. I'm really excited for
Yeah,
this movie,
there's
man.
definitely a
I think
lot.
what I love about this movie right now is like there's so much mystery to it. Like we don't know where it's gonna
Absolutely.
go.
And even with more footage, I still don't think we'll find out. They're doing a good enough job at hiding the big things.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be a hot take, but this might be one of the best starts to one of to a Marvel phase like
Oh,
ever.
I think it will be. I think it
Like
definitely will be.
it'll definitely rival Iron Man for sure. Like
Well,
as the start of a phase.
they posted something yesterday about this movie's going to be as integral as Civil War was to the MCU. They said so.
That's right. Yeah,
So,
that's right. Civil War was the
so
start
I
to a
think
phase,
that
right? When
yeah,
that yeah,
I think that kicked off Phase 3. So
it did
that
kick up phase three.
that makes sense. So that's interesting that they're comparing it to Civil War.
What do you think will be the best, Iron Man, Civil War, or Quantumania?
They're all good for different reasons, but if this movie's script and everything just like all this movie has to do is just be like for me with these movies like the bars for Ant-Man movies are so different for me, but this movie looks like it's going to be over the normal Ant-Man movie. And that to me is exciting.
I think so, yeah. And for me personally, like I don't even mind that, dude, because like I like the Ant-Man movie.
That's what I
Like
was saying. I was saying that I
I
keep
like
them at
them,
a
so
different level.
even if they are the same, I'm still gonna like it. But I don't think
Yeah.
it will be. It'll definitely be better. But as an Ant-Man movie, I'm just happy to see them go in terms of story wise, go farther.
I agree. I think Ant-Man just has a really unique trilogy opportunity now because the previous two movies, the first movie was pretty good, the second movie was fun, but some people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. But then this third movie is just going to shake things up in a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what?
interesting, kind of like how you were saying with Hope, is that we don't see a lot of Hank and Janet outside of them at
Yeah,
having like talking with Hope and then like riding on that giant stingray thing. Like they don't show up a lot, so that
I
also kind
kind
of
of
makes me
think there's
nervous.
something. I kind of think that they're hiding something with those two characters. Like, maybe there's something involving, like, how would I say this?
Uh, uh,
Trying, like, I'm
um,
trying to think how I
like
would put this.
mysterious, right?
Yeah, like I still think, even though he's older and everything, I still think that there might be some sort of
You think he's
put
up to something?
there could be some potential like suit up thing that they might plan with him. Like
Suit
I
up? Oh, you think he's gonna like suit up or like what do you
yeah,
mean?
maybe like maybe what they'll do is like I'm kind of surprised that they only like it's kind of too bad they wasted the Yellow Jacket opportunity for the first Ant-Man movie because that was always Hank's alter ego, so it would be like after he became Ant-Man. So it'd be really interesting to see if they ever
I
bring back
guess he
that
kind of
costume
still.
again.
I guess he kind of still could though be like right, like he could
Yeah, it's possible.
technically still be.
I don't know because I'm just trying to think like bringing Darren Cross back just brings up some interesting ideas. I'm just wondering if there's a bigger reason for him being back and not just because they're just in the quantum realm and the quantum realm is crazy.
Well, it is the Quantum Mania.
Yeah, that's true. We will just have to wait and see. Like they're just yeah. The more you think about this movie, the more there's so much potential and intrigue on this one.
The more you think about it, the scarier it gets, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. The more you think, the scarier it gets. Is
Are you
indeed.
scared of this movie? Would you say you're scared of this movie?
I'm not scared. I'm. What's the best way to put this?
I'm nervous about what's gonna happen.
What makes you nervous about it? Like, what's the one
No,
thing that
that's what you were about to say, right?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm nervous. I'm very intrigued by what they're gonna do. I think that's the best word. Is just I'm intrigued to see what they are planning on pulling
I'm
off
intrigued, but
here.
I'm nervous because there's a lot of things that they can take away from us in this movie. I think, like, here's the thing: when you look at this movie, there's only two characters. There's only two characters in this movie that are 100% safe, and that it's Kang and Cassie.
Yeah.
And when was the last time, like other than Endgame and Infinity, what was the last time that you could say that? Right?
It's been a while. I don't think
That
there's been
it
an.
makes you a little bit. So that's why it actually did because everyone else in this movie has the potential to just to bite it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird.
That's very weird. You're not wrong.
You okay? You sound like
Yeah,
you're
I'm just thinking about
oh,
just everything.
Looking at Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just focused because I don't know. It's really interesting just thinking about everything with like Ant-Man and stuff. Just like because you're like, well, what are they gonna do? I think the thing that makes me so intrigued is Kang is such a like. I'm actually gonna do for my MCU rewatch. I'm gonna do something I've never done with my Marvel movie rewatch that I'm super excited about.
What's that?
I'm gonna also watch the Earth Mightiest Heroes Kang like episodes just because I'm so excited for Kang. Like I was after reading those comics and looking at all his different weapons.
That has nothing to do with the MCU though. You know that, right?
But I know, but it's just the representation of like Kang is.
So you jumped way too early.
Oh, I did. That's true. But yeah, no, I just think Kang is going to be so cool, and just I want to familiarize myself more with his weaponry.
Well, you want to tell you want to tell them what you talked to me about. You said you read over last night.
Oh yeah, I read five different. I read five different Kangs. I know he has telekinesis. I know he has hoverboards and other forms of technology. He can also teleport. He can also, if you're like, one of the things I even remember this from EMH, he can snap his fingers and a weapon will teleport to him from his main, like wherever his stash is of his weapons.
Oh, is he trying to copy Thanos or what?
Well, there is the comic where he killed Thanos in less than a few seconds, so...
Joe, don't mention that.
Why? You think Thanos fans will get hated on?
Yeah, dude. You're gonna make the Thanos fans mad. You know there's gonna Thanos stands.
Dude, those Thanos fans are gonna get shitted on, and they're just gonna have to be okay with it, man. The purple dude's getting taken out by the blue dude. Sorry, it's not happening. What do you think about the whole blue face mask, and then we actually have like a real face for Kang? Like how the blue stuff is a mask, and then he takes it off, and then he still is like Jonathan Majors as Kang.
What do you think of it? I quite like it. Like it's clean.
I like it because you don't want. I like it because you don't want. Yeah, I feel like it makes sense. It also shows that they're trying to, like, especially with someone like Kang, they really want to show that Jonathan Majors is. This isn't just like the full motion capture stuff like with Thanos. They want you to feel like Jonathan Majors is up in here wrecking fools.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I think that's their goal, is to show him just beating ass.
Because honestly, he doesn't need the mask, and I think like this version of Kang, like Kang was always supposed to be like this blue alien thing, and at first when they did Humans, I'm like, okay, they're gonna make Kang like actual Kang, like with the blue face, like he won't be. No offense, like I don't want to sound like this. It doesn't do with race, but he won't make him like a black man, right? He'll make him like a. But now that like we know, so if this is Kang the Conqueror, I was a little bit like, oh, they're still gonna go with that, but I actually like the idea of the mask. Like, I like it as like a cover for the face, and then like he takes that off like that. Like, I don't. Now like it grew on me a lot because it's clean, so I quite like it.
Some people have the theory for this movie that we might see two different Kangs in this movie. Like that the one
Really?
that's the one that's interacting with Ant-Man in the beginning is gonna be like a Kang that's trying to escape the quantum realm. And then the Kang that we're seeing beating the shit out of him is like the real Quantum Mania Kang. So, or even just like Kang the Conqueror like we expect.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me if that ends up being true.
That would be, I wouldn't mind that actually.
Well, we knew we would be seeing a lot of Kang variants, so I mean, it definitely.
I knew we were going to be eventually. I don't know how I feel about this early, but I wouldn't mind it.
I think 2 is a reasonable number. Like, if there's a reason in the story for 1 showing up, and then the real, like maybe this variant of Kang is kind of meant to be like the good cop, bad cop routine. Like maybe Scott's supposed to be like just kind of supposed to make peace with this Kang, and maybe Scott really fucks up, and then this Kang is just like, no, you're above my pay grade now. Now I need to call the big boss, and you don't want the big boss to come here, but you're leaving me no choice. Because I think there's going to be something like something I saw other people talk about the theory about. So you know how Scott says that that he says to Kang, I don't need to win, I just have to make sure we both lose.
Yeah.
Do you think Scott would try and put a Kang variant within one of his own variants? Like try and trap him?
I don't know, trap him, but saying that just gave me an idea. He could get one version of Kang to fight that Kang.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of like, you know how those monster movies always end up with like 2 monsters fighting each other?
Yeah.
Like the humans get, I don't know,
I'm trying to find out because with the footage of the 2 of them fighting where it looks like that Kang's armor gets messed up. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do that because
you can't, like, how is Ant-Man messing up Kang? Like, how is that, like?
I just feel like there's something else going on there.
Realistic to you?
No. Well, my thing is whatever.
Maybe like he stepped on him and he crushed him, because like that'll do something to you. But if Kang can't handle that, then how is he gonna like handle She-Hulk and all that? Like,
dude, he's got all of them. I think there's some trickery going on there.
There's something wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
no way
something.
Ant-Man is like actually like.
I don't think they're really gonna show in the trailers just how brutal Ant-Man's gonna get. Like his shit. Like they teased that he's gonna get his shit rocked. But I think it's going to be more brutal than what they've shown in the trailer. Like, I think we've only gotten, like, a fraction of what's probably going to happen. Because I think Kang is going to just really mess him up.
Yeah, I hope that's
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Like, I'm glad that they're using Kang in this sort of concept. But something that impresses me, if you look at, like, despite the first Ant-Man movie, when he was fighting, like, the thugs and first learning how the pin particle was, Ant-Man is not a hand-to-hand combat character.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So
I can't remember last time he was like maybe in Civil War, because he was.
Yeah, so that's when he didn't have a choice. So for this movie to say that he's gonna have a hand-to-hand combat fight with Kang and definitely lose, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in the fact that, and something I didn't mention, guys, when I was reading my comments, is I did when I was reading about Kang, the fact that he has beaten nearly everyone in hand-to-hand combat in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that to me is mind-blowing. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, I died.
Someone wrecked you.
That's all your fault, Joe. I can't believe you died, Joe.
It's not my fault.
It is your fault.
I got double teamed by 2 of them.
You were supposed to be with me, Joe. You just don't trust me.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I wonder. Do you think that there's gonna be any weapons that Kang uses in this movie that they're hiding from the trailers? Like any of his
Well, we
abilities
see that
or
he's able to conjure some kind of like
energy?
light
Yeah.
energy beam from his hands.
Yep.
Now, whether that's part of his suit or whether he can actually do that, I have no idea. We do see that in the first trailer, he has some sort of device that he put something in some sort of device to charge it up. I don't know what he's using. Maybe it's his time chair, maybe it's his time board. I don't know what it is. But I would assume with all this technology around him that yeah, I mean, look where he lives. Like there's no way he doesn't have any weapons. Like
Oh,
in the
he's got
arsenal.
weapons.
He's
He's
got
got
one, right?
weapons.
He's got to have
Yeah.
weapons. I think he has to have that time gun, dude. If he doesn't have that time gun, I'll be disappointed.
The only reason I could see him not having it is because it's being saved for something.
That's
Like,
true, yeah.
like that'd be the only reason I think he wouldn't have it is if he's saving it. Like if he doesn't want to reveal it until a certain point, then I'd understand. So it really just depends on what's going on. Like, is he hiding it? If he's hiding it, then it's just going to depend. Because if he's hiding it, then maybe there's a reason why it was being hidden.
Well, in all honesty, I mean, when you're fighting Ant-Man, I don't think you need your time gun,
He
honestly.
probably doesn't. I think they want to show that he doesn't need their nonsense.
Yeah, because he can he can handle him on his own. He doesn't need time gun.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't need the time gun. He'll wreck everyone regardless. I am really interested to see how much they're going to drive home this alien technology with the fact that they got the whole bangle and
Yeah, people say that, or no, I have heard some things that they're tied into some kind of alien technology, like both the rings and the bangles. But looking at where Kang lives, do you think that they could be tied in with him? Do you think that they could be some kind of technology that Kang invented?
in terms of the Eternals.
No. The ring, like the rings and the bangles.
Oh, I think so. I think that's why the whole thing. Because if you look at the trailer with all the like the time chair stuff and all and everything, I think it's gonna tie with all of that tech.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I wonder is if the rings are Kang's technology. The one thing that I wonder about because
He's gonna want them back, and he's
not
gonna.
only is he gonna want them back, but if someone else uses his technology against him, that's always
He's
been
gonna be
his
pissed.
It's always been his weakness, and
Yeah.
he's been pissed. But that's why like depending on how they use the rings when they do it in Kang Dynasty, if there's a reason that the heroes are using it, like then it could be a problem.
Yeah.
Like I could see like somebody using them and trying to sucker punch him, and he gets so pissed
Oh,
off.
dude. But okay. I mean, okay. So let's imagine if the bangles were his tech.
Yeah,
How do you think? How do you think he's gonna react to Miss Marvel having that?
I think he'll be pissed because I don't think he'll see her.
Do you think
He'll see her as a
like,
worthy
You
user?
just mentioned that his own tech is his weakness. Do you
Yeah.
think that Miss Marvel could best him?
I don't know because I don't know. I have a feeling. Yeah, that's true. I have a feeling that some of his tech might be more advanced than his other stuff. So like, maybe the bangles are powerful, but maybe the 10 rings, because of how old they are like this other level. Because if you look at the history of like what Wenwu was able to do with them for as long as he had them, that tells a story.
And I honestly think that Wenwu, for as long as he had them, he's only scratched the surface.
That's what I'm saying.
Kang would know more about his own invention than.
Which is why I think that there's going to be different, depending on the different wielders, each person that uses it, we're gonna learn a new thing that it has, depending on the wielder that's able to tap into it. So Kang's able to get it at full capacity, but Shang-Chi will be able to learn something about it that Wenwu never knew. Yeah. Like, there'll be something that he finds out about it that he can use that Wenwu wasn't able to. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you know how the 10 rings were originally in the comics? There was some kind of tech where each ring has a different elemental power to it.
Yep.
I think, and this would be a perfect way to evolve the rings, now that people understand that they're wrist rings and they're not like hand rings, kind of like how the Infinity Gauntlet was.
Mm-hmm.
And people kind of understand that kind of tech now, and they understand that it's Kang's technology. That could be a perfect introduction to make to transform those rings into the elemental ring that they were always supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because Kang can be like, I made those, I know how to access them, and he shows, not shows, but like he's able to access like the elemental powers of it. Let's say if he does get them back at a certain point.
Yeah, at some point he does land them.
I think that'd be a great introduction to like that type of.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's gonna be some more.
What it was supposed to be.
There's gonna be some more stuff with it. I'm wondering, especially with this news that keeps popping up about another Doctor Strange before Secret Wars, and I'm hearing more news about it. I wonder if if Doctor Strange has been sensing anything major with the rings, like, because he's supposed to have such a big connection to all these like dangerous, like alien, out of this world threats. So I wonder if
I don't know about the rings, but definitely Kang.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna see Kang as a threat. That's for sure.
Especially after Quantumania, Kang's got to be on his radar, because however it works, Kang's gonna get, by the end of Quantumania, Kang's gonna get what he wants, and he's gonna be able to escape the quantum realm. And after he does, it's all going downhill for the heroes. Like everyone on the radar, like Quantumania is under the radar, so not like Strange couldn't really detect a threat from that area because he wasn't a threat there. And once he gets out, he's immediately going to go on the top of that list, and he's going to be a threat detected from like everywhere.
What variant of Kang do you think has taken over the TVA and Loki? Like which Kang do you think we're going to see in season 2?
It's gonna be Kang the Conqueror. It's gonna be the same Kang we seen Quantumania.
You think it'll be the same one? Okay.
You know why?
How do you think they'll use Kang in that show, though? Like, what would be his purpose in something like Loki?
He controls the TVA.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think we're gonna see a lot of him in Loki. I don't think he's gonna be as big as a part as we think he is. The only reason we saw a statue at the end is because she killed Kang, and Kang was always the forehead of the TVA.
Yeah.
But we don't know how much time they're gonna spend in the TVA looking at the show. Like, they're gonna go into different points in times, but all they need to do that is a time door opener, and that's all they might not even spend that much time in the TVA, because in the trailer it looks like that Loki's trying to get the fuck out of the TVA. Like, he's gonna get Mobius and get the hell out of there. So honestly, I don't know if we're gonna see a lot of Kang in the show, but yeah. Loki's another one of those, just like Quantumania. We don't know what's gonna happen with it. Like, it's all up in the air.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about season 2 yet. That's true.
What do you think, though?
I think there's gonna be some pretty crazy stuff that happens, but I don't know what they'll do.
Do you think Kang's gonna be legendary?
What do you mean by that?
Like, you think he's gonna be legendary?
Oh, he's definitely going to be.
Yeah.
He's just on a different level. Like, there's something about him that just everybody is gonna be completely scared of him. You know something that's crazy? I heard, and I don't know how legit this is, but apparently Kevin Feige doesn't have plans for Doom right now.
You know what? that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I know we've been all speculating on Doom this, Doom that. We know he's not going to be in Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah.
He won't be.
From
They're
we've
going to
heard.
set him up in his own thing. I think we were all just kind of speculating and hoping that he was going to be in Secret Wars. But honestly, after what I heard from we heard that Beyonder was going to be the villain,
Yeah.
which was a variant of Kang, and Beyonder was the main in the comics. The Beyonder was the one who, in the original version um of Secret Wars, Beyonder was the one who put them all in Battle World, or not Battle World, but
Yeah. True.
Beyonder was the cause of the whole Secret Wars, the first Secret Wars. So that doesn't surprise me. So honestly, I would not be surprised. Now we might get hints towards Doom in some of the upcoming stuff, possibly
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, possibly New World Order, but I don't think we're gonna see Doom until after Secret Wars, personally,
I think
because
a lot of people just
they're
when they think
saving
of
him.
Secret,
I
yeah,
think you don't need him to be Kang's foil or anything like that. He's beyond Kang. I think in terms of villainy, Doom is a stronger villain than Kang. I think he's gonna be our next villain of the next saga. After the Multiverse saga, Doom is the next big bad.
that would make sense.
And I think that's why right now Kevin Feige doesn't have him on his radar, because right now Kevin Feige is more focused on Kang. And that's what you want to put your focus on. You want to put your focus on Kang because he's the big deal. I think Doom has the potential to be our next big bad of the MCU. What do you think, though?
I mean, yeah, I think he'll definitely have.
Why aren't you moving?
Oh, I was listening to your story. But yeah, no, Kang. I think Kang definitely. Yeah, Doom will get his own phase to be villain of.
I think so.
Definitely Michael.
I think
Yeah.
you can do a lot with him.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's a weird thing because Secret Wars is one of the biggest things with Doom is Doom and Secret Wars is such a huge thing. I think I don't know how I feel about them not, if it's true, I don't know how I feel about them not using that because it's a big deal.
Right.
And I think a lot of people that love him in Secret Wars aren't, in that version of him, aren't going to be happy about that at first. But I think if it's done well, they might get over it eventually.
Yeah.
But it's going to take some time.
Do you think you think they're gonna be that bothered by it that it's gonna take like time?
Like it might take something because I've seen so many people that were made videos on like, oh yeah, this is how God Emperor Doom enters, and like in the comics, and they break down everything how it's supposed to be. And
well, I think the reason that they're setting up Doom for something bigger. That's why they would have introduced him by now if they were just gonna have him like appear in the next in this phase. They would have already set him up, and so that's why I think that they're planning on Doom to be something bigger, because they would have already set him up if they weren't going to.
But my biggest thing is, after Secret Wars, what are you gonna do with Doom that you didn't do with the previous?
Joe, I'm getting my ass kicked here, and you're still in the car.
No, I'm getting out. I saw. That's what my question is. What is the move with Doom that's bigger than anything that's
You just set him up to be your new big bad. I mean, you get him involved with the Fantastic Four after their movie. You get him his own solo origin story.
But what heroes are left at? What heroes do you bring back for that next phase? Because it seems like they're bringing so many people in.
The X-Men, the Fantastic Four. You also got like the Young Avengers.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that makes sense.
And like, Doom's not just like a single group threat, like just for the Fantastic Four. No, he's more than that, and you can make.
Yeah, but that's why I think a lot of people wanted Secret Wars, because how many people was going to be in the Secret Wars? They wanted to see
the reason
everything.
That's why I'm saying like they don't want to do that version of Secret Wars because they they're setting Doom up for something bigger than.
Yeah, I guess
I
that
wouldn't say
makes
bigger,
sense.
but something more like important because I feel like they want to make Kang and Kang's like any version of Kang the focus of the end of that saga because you're only gonna have Kang for a little while. You're not gonna have him like forever, like with Thanos. You're not gonna have him forever. So that's my thought on it.
That's a good take. It's interesting. I just think it's an interesting thing because I think a lot of people just expected to see Doom for that big crossover, but I'm sure it will be fine.
You think Mr. Beast is gonna be in the MCU?
That I don't know about. Did you hear
That
about Did you hear about the deal with? Did you hear about the deal with Ezra Miller's being found guilty? He took the plea deal, and he only had to pay $500 fined.
No way. Was it just 500? No, there's no way it was only 500.
It was 500.
500 like $500 or 500,000?
$500. So for
No,
the
that's
first,
not. That is not
so
real. It had to
yep,
be 500,000.
no, it's real. I'm literally looking at the real report right now, and it
What
says
are they gonna do with $500, dude? Like that's
I don't know.
fucking
It's
useless.
stupid. It says Ezra Miller recently reached a plea deal with the prosecutors ahead of January 13th hearing. As a part of the plea deal, both charges of burglary and petty larceny will be dropped. Miller is placed on a yearly probation and will be fined $500.
Damn, $500. That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. And people
How
were.
do you feel about Ezra Miller right now?
I'm still pissed, man.
You still mad at him?
I just don't understand. Like, I just, it's really hard for me to like. I hate that. Like, I want to respect him as an actor and I want to like his work, but his work doesn't. It just doesn't speak for itself. Like, I haven't seen anything that he's in that I'm like,
It doesn't impress you.
yeah.
Do you
Like,
want to be impressed?
I don't know. Like, there's a part of me that like I've tried defending the Flash to people because I'm like, I don't think Ezra Miller's a good guy, but they have so much faith in this Flash movie, so something must be like. I just trying to wrap my head around why worse things haven't happened to Ezra Miller. You know, like it just
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm waiting for there to be some massive reason why.
I mean, you gotta also think he's rich too. Like
That's the other
he
thing.
can pay off whoever the
That's
fuck
why
he
the
wants.
500 thing pisses me
He's
off
an
because that's
asshole.
like nothing to him. That's
Exactly.
nothing.
Exactly. It pisses me off. Does it piss you off? I hope it pisses you off.
It does. It does piss me off.
Because it makes no sense. It's like, what is that? You're not learning anything from that, right?
No, definitely not. Oh, here's some other good news, though. Here's a theory from Cosmic Circus. According to Cosmic Circus, the new theory Kang could be the author of the Darkhold in the MCU. The Scarlet Witch prophecy could have been Kang's plan to assume no one got in his way as she was prophesied.
Because Kassan is the author, and it shows it in the inscriptions on the temple. They literally said that in the movie. They said that I don't think they said Kassan, but they showed that somebody else wrote the dark. It wasn't Kang. It showed that the author was like a dark demon. Something.
Like Yoda said, a prophecy that could have been misread. So you never know.
Yoda never said that.
He did. He said it in Revenge of the Sith.
No, I don't. Kang's not a sorcerer though. Kang's not. He
doesn't have to be.
Yes, he does. You have to be a sorcerer to learn that shit, dude.
But you also have to remember every version of Kang has how do I put this? Every version of Kang has actually been able to, like, there's versions that are so old and so different. A Kang variant could be anything. Like, you never know.
Well, in my defense, you didn't say that. You said Kang. I was just assuming you meant like the regular default Kang that we see.
No, I'm just saying that
if it's a different if it's a
it
variant
just says
of Kang,
Kang.
yes,
It didn't say it didn't say which Kang.
If it was like a sorcerer Kang, then yes, I agree. If it's the main timeline, like the main MCU Kang, then no. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
also, of course, the one time that I let us jump early, you didn't even jump out.
You want to know what's gonna piss you off more? I did that on purpose, honestly.
Oh, of course you did. Yeah. No, shut the fuck up. You know what? Let's just go here because you're closer, and I'm not gonna make you. I don't really care. Just go there. It's fine. I don't care. I'm just gonna drive my Bugatti all the way over there. What color is your Bugatti?
I don't have a car right now.
That's right. You don't have a Bugatti.
Still floating around.
What are you doing up there?
Just enjoying life.
Get down there. We gotta fight. Oh my gosh.
Well, so here's one thing I'd like to discuss with you, is because since we were on the topic of Ezra Miller, what do you think we're going to? Because it's been so long for this movie to even get anything close to a trailer. What are you expecting to see in a proper Flash trailer?
A lot of running.
Just because it's the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, well, what kind of question is that? Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we're gonna see the Flash. We're just gonna see him. Honestly, there's no reason to go. There's no reason because, again, kind of like how they're doing with Quantumania. There's no reason. You're not gonna show the whole movie on. You can't show everything, right? So they're just gonna show what they can. Well, I think they're gonna show some Keaton stuff because everyone.
But did you know when they, because of the trials and stuff, when they did footage at CinemaCon that was exclusive to CinemaCon, they took out the footage of Ezra Miller.
That doesn't surprise me, honestly.
They made a whole trailer just on Michael Keaton's Batman's big role.
Yeah, I mean they can.
Because apparently his role is massive in this movie. From what I heard,
so just show a bunch of Keaton stuff. Show some. Since people are I'm not gonna say okay with Ezra, but since people have like kind of moved on, like they don't really care anymore. You can show some of that stuff. Show some of the. I want to see more of that other Flash. That there's two versions of him in this movie, which is kind of.
They confirmed it's like, going to be a dark Flash, so it's going to be another.
I knew it. I knew it. I said it was reversed.
So it's not reversed. They said it's a different.
It's gotta be reversed. No, it's
now they confirmed it's a brand new version. They said it's Barry Allen. It's another Barry Allen. It's not Reverse Flash. They've specified it completely.
I think though. I don't care. I know they probably okay. When studios confirm this shit, you know they're not telling the truth all the time. They obviously.
I mean, there might be a twist with it. It's possible.
I think there's gonna be a twist. I think he's gonna be Reverse Flash.
But if they reveal that another Barry Allen is Reverse Flash and it's not Earbard, I think people are gonna.
No one cares about Earbard, dude. No one even knows who that is. They can literally make Reverse Flash anybody and it doesn't really matter.
You're okay with another version of Barry Allen being Reverse Flash?
Yeah, I mean, who cares, dude? The general audience are gonna be like, oh my god, it's not, it's, what's his name? I don't even know his name. Like, no one knows who, okay, most people don't even know who, the alter ego, like, what his name is. What's his name again? I don't even know what you said.
Eobard Thawne.
Yeah, no one knows, no one cares. Like, no one knows who that is, alright? If, it makes more sense, especially to general audiences, it'll make more sense for it to be an evil version of Barry Flash to be Reverse Flash. Or Barry Allen to be Reverse Flash.
I mean, his suit doesn't have anything. I've seen his suit. It's got no connection to being a Reverse Flash suit. It's completely a new dark.
Well, right.
Dark Flash.
Yeah, obviously, it's obviously they're not going to because they're obviously not trying to make that obvious.
And the villain suit, they can personally, from what I've seen, the suit looks goofy. It does not look good.
Exactly. It's supposed to look like shit because he's not Reverse Flash yet.
Not yet. I mean, if they turn him into Reverse Flash, I guess that's possible. But we also have to remember that...
Would that pit...
I dropped down and got screwed.
What happened, Joe?
I dropped too low.
Would you be mad if they made him Reverse Flash?
A little bit.
I wouldn't care, dude, because...
Here's my thing. I wouldn't care if the story was good. If he was... My problem is, and this is my biggest problem, if you go back and look at Ezra Miller's track record as an actor, right? He can't play I just don't see him as threatening. I just don't think a variant of him is going to be a threat. Like, if you look at the way he talks, the way that he acts, I just cannot see Ezra Miller. The only thing that Ezra Miller is even remotely being a threat is in real life when he's just a big asshole that commits crimes. But nobody fears Ezra Miller. They just want him to spend his life in prison.
So you don't think he can do? You don't think he can do a villain role?
I don't think he could do a good one. Maybe if it's a shitty one, then I guess it. Also, here's the other thing that we don't know.
He's not that bad of an actor.
This movie is a dead zone anyway, because especially now that we know that he's guilty, there is a good chance even if this movie loses a lot of money, they are probably going to find a way to get rid of Ezra Miller. They are probably going to get him out of here after this movie. So if they decide to make their one Flash movie and make Ezra Miller a bad guy for this one movie, it's not like it goes anywhere. It's just, oh yeah, you had a variant of yourself.
It doesn't have to go. You know why? It doesn't have to go anywhere. It can just, it can be a one-time thing. And that's it. It doesn't have to go anywhere.
True.
And they can use it as a reset for the new DC universe.
That's true.
This movie can be that reset button. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the idea of there being. I think it's weird that they made, because it's even harder to market the movie with 2 Ezra Millers than it is 1. So like, I think it's stupid that they had to have. I wish they would have made. I didn't care who it was specifically, but I wanted someone else to be the villain other than another Barry Allen variant, just because I've seen that storyline get fucked so bad that I just don't trust anyone that makes it. So,
I think they have an opportunity here. I think they can go with Reverse Flash, because at least people are familiar with that. So I think it works.
But we don't even know if they'll even go that route. All we know is every single thing label it as Dark Flash. It doesn't even look like he's going to get any other alterations to it. It's just Dark Flash.
Don't you think that's kind of suspicious though? Dark Flash, like that's all they're calling it.
Well, there was a character like that that was actually
it seems like there's. I mean, it's obvious, but it's also not obvious, because Dark Flash, they're throwing you off, right? But they also want to make it sound a little bit familiar. It's like, where do I know that? What does that sound like? Dark Flash.
I mean, if they're gonna change, if they're gonna do anything, I would not be surprised if they just did a different take, especially with there being 2 Bruce Waynes in this movie. If they were gonna do an evil speedster, they'd be better off setting up Red Death than doing Reverse Flash. Because
no one knows Red Death though. That's
there's a lot of Red Death. There's a lot of people that don't know certain characters that actually get turned out and can actually become known from that.
Yeah, but WB, they're gonna play it safe.
That's fair, I guess. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of using a character that's supposed to be like, for the first outing, if you're gonna do Reverse Flash, I wish they would pick a good actor to really be Reverse Flash, not have someone turn into Reverse Flash and be a whiny little bitch. Because I just don't see any. I don't know. I just cannot see Ezra Miller as any form of threatening. I've watched all his other movies. He's not got one movie where his performance ever can phase.
That's only because he hasn't given the chance to. If you give him the chance, I think
he was a villain in Fantastic Beasts and he botched it.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I don't know. He was a villain, but he wasn't supposed to be like a big bad villain.
No, but the first movie they had him.
He wasn't supposed to be intimidating either.
No, but the first movie they had him written as an actual villain, and then in his villainous scenes, they didn't. People just weren't impressed. So I don't know, but maybe you're right. Maybe.
And again, that's also your opinion. I think the generally everyone kind of liked him as that villain. Like go back to that time when Fantastic Beasts was released. People actually liked him in that movie.
The reviews actually say that otherwise, so they weren't happy with him in that movie. But I guess you never know.
I don't know what you look at, dude. You look at the wildest stuff.
called Rotten Tomatoes and everything else.
Well, we don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. We trust IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb says the same thing as well.
And Letterboxd.
Yeah, and they say the same thing too. There was not good views on his character.
I heard that everyone liked him in that movie. Like, he was actually one of the good parts of that movie, but the only part that they didn't like was Dumbledore's character, whoever it was.
That's interesting, because I know a lot of people had big issues with that, but that's weird, because I remember a lot of people not liking.
Joe, you're literally just a hater. You're
I'm not a hater.
A hater.
I'm not a hater. I wanted to support him.
What did Ezra Miller do to your ass?
He delayed a project that shouldn't be delayed forever because he can't keep his nose clean.
And how does that affect you personally?
It affects me personally because I don't like the scum of this earth to exist.
Ooh, you're saying really mean things to him, Joe.
Do you understand that I personally love the Flash as a character, and it makes me sick to my stomach to see a criminal playing a character that's supposed to be full of hope?
He's not a criminal.
He's a criminal. He has 3 criminal charges.
It wasn't his fault. He was under the influence.
The first 2 say he stole. The ones that he paid the $500 fine for, he stole liquor from his neighbors.
That's actually pretty bad.
Yeah. Did you really not read into the allegations with him?
Stealing's not the worst thing ever, though.
No, that's the thing that pisses me off the most about him is he's not getting charged for what he really should get charged for.
What should he get really charged for then?
His 2 other crimes in Hawaii where he nearly killed that 14-year-old girl, he's not getting charged for, which I think he should be charged for.
Wait. I didn't. Wait. It wasn't that he nearly killed a 14-year-old girl. Did he just molest her or something like that?
No, there's one where he almost choked someone out that he should be charged for.
Yeah, but that was an adult woman.
No, there's a 14-year-old case too. There's a 14-year-old girl case. The man is not good. He has himself in so much trouble, and he thinks by keeping his nose clean a little bit now, going to therapy will save him and everything. But he fucked up already.
I mean, it does save some people.
Yes. But the evil deeds still need to be punished.
Well, you know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished.
True. I just think he needs a
for your boy.
I just think he needs a
Ralph
prison.
Macchio.
I just think he needs a prison sentence because he just.
No, I don't think he does. He's not that bad of a guy.
You don't think any of the crimes he did are horrible?
Well, I wouldn't even say they're crimes, really. I mean, they're crimes, but like, how do we know how? Like, I'm pretty sure you're wrong about the 14-year-old. Like, I think
I'm not. I looked it up.
No. I think he didn't choke out a 14-year-old. He choked out a woman, but the 14-year-old girl thing was something completely different.
And if there is a molest charge, that one should definitely get him in trouble.
Well, it did get him in trouble.
How? He's still out. He still gets to walk around free.
Well, yeah. I mean, but okay, that's not something you should get like locked up for life for, though.
Yeah, if you molest someone, you should, because it's a horrible crime. So.
It's not. I mean, it's not. You're not killing anybody.
No, but it's still up there. It's still a bad crime.
It's a bad crime, but you're not gonna get. I don't think you deserve to get locked up for life for that.
If you
maybe I would say like 5 years, maybe.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have to be life, but he needs to spend.
Should he serve time? Yes.
Yes.
Should he get locked up for life? No.
I don't think he needs to be locked for life. I just think he needs to serve time. He needs a sentence, but they keep finding a way to deny his sentence.
I think that he's not serving any time is pretty bad, but yeah, like I don't think the crime is as bad as people say it is, though. Or like
I still think just that he.
I mean the punishment for the crime.
I just think the fact that he's done these crimes, he just needs something. Like there needs to be more.
And he's still the Flash.
Yeah, it pisses me off. I don't want the Flash being with that rep. I don't want him to get that rep.
Joe, this is your Barry Allen.
No, not my Barry Allen. My Barry Allen will always be Grant Gustin. I don't care what anyone says, because I will never allow that nonsense.
Did you even like him before all the crime, like in the
Nope, I never liked him. I never liked him. I thought he was too much of a Tom Holland wannabe because he acted so much like in the first Justice League movie. They tried to make him so much like Spider-Man. And I just did not like it.
It wasn't that bad.
It was bad. Go back and watch Justice League.
No, I mean like in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it wasn't that bad actually.
I wasn't talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League. That
he was actually pretty good in that.
In that movie, he was good. Yes, because they had a script of a movie that I'm sure Zack Snyder followed and did whatever his plan is. But
they wrote him pretty good in that movie.
Yeah, but he wasn't incredible. Like I didn't see like there's a couple scenes in there that were really weird that I didn't like. The Iris scene was really creepy and made him look like a pedophile, and I really didn't like it.
Pedophile?
Yeah.
That means she's underage, but she's not underage.
No, but he looked at her like he was gonna rape her, and it was very creepy.
Rape? Okay, I don't know about that. I think he just liked her, because, I mean...
But it didn't come off organically at all. He's such a creepy dude. Like, he just... Anybody that finds Ezra Miller attractive, I just think that would make my skin crawl.
I think he's a good-looking dude.
You actually do.
He can clean up well.
How can you ever say that?
He's not the worst-looking guy ever.
I mean, that's fair, but he's still not... I don't know, he's giving me the creeps. I mean, if you look at the new picture they took of him in court, he looks like a criminal in this photo. Like, he literally has the look of a criminal.
Yeah, that's fair. He does look like a criminal a little bit, but, yeah. I mean, we all have our opinions on whatnot.
I just know a lot of people keep coming to me and saying that they just are sick of dealing with... You realize that this drama has been happening with Ezra Miller before the Flash movie was even a thing.
Oh, like, yeah, I know, yeah.
Like, that's what really upsets me is that they've allowed this to go on for so long when they had years to get rid of him and fix this. And they chose not to. That's what really gets under my skin.
Yeah, it's a bad situation, but...
I'm really worried for Andrew Tate right now, man. His prison time is pretty bad right now. Did you read about that?
Yeah, I heard he's only serving like 30 days, though.
Well, that's, I guess, good. I heard he got moved to another prison or something.
Yeah, he did get moved.
What did he do? What was the thing that got him in prison?
It was, I believe it was laundering. Money laundering.
Wow.
They said that it was, at first they said it was human trafficking. And I was like, what the fuck? But they said it was a false rumor. It was actually just money laundering.
I wonder who started that rumor.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's a crime.
I have more respect for Andrew Tate than I do as Ezra Miller.
It's not like choking somebody out or like stealing money. Or no, stealing like booze and molesting an underage girl.
I got a new skin, nice. Interesting.
I know you're a big Ezra Miller fan.
No, I hate Ezra Miller.
What if they recast Ezra Miller as the new Flash for the DCEU? How would you feel about that?
If they made him like,
would you be done with DC if they did that?
If they let him continue?
Yeah, like if they said Ezra Miller is reprising his role as the official Flash for the DCEU.
I never would give up on an entire universe over a character. I would just be very weary of his specific projects. Because I just don't know if
that's actually a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. So I just don't think, like, I look at this Flash movie as a one-time let's get this movie done because we shot this shit. Now let's get him out of here as soon as possible. Like, I want him gone.
What about Deku?
Oh, like the My Hero Academia character?
No, Dooku.
Oh, I like Count. Count's cool.
I said Dooku, didn't I?
Yeah, I like Dooku.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's a good character.
I miss him, you know.
Yeah, I feel it.
How did you? What was your reaction when you saw that Christopher Lee passed away? How'd you feel?
I was sad because I followed all of his roles, not just him in Star Wars. Like, I've always been a fan of his work.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. But yeah, I think as we were talking about Flash, I think it's got to be a reset button for DC. I think like after all the controversy, whatever, I don't really care about what happens in this movie. We just need to get this movie out of the way so it's done and we don't have to look at Ezra Miller's face anymore.
Yeah, that's what we really need to do, is just get him out of the way.
Just out, because like after this, we can finally like. I don't care what happens to Ezra Miller after this movie. I'm never gonna follow. I'm never gonna follow him. I'm never gonna like care about what goes on. Like if he continues doing crimes, whatever, that's his business. But at least he's not flashing. So I don't care.
That's what I'm hoping for. I just hope that even if this movie makes a lot of money, I just hope that someone completely shuts him out and says, we don't care. What's done is done. You screwed up. We can't allow you back.
You're no longer part of this.
I just feel like they could get a really good, more accurate Flash really easily. Like, I feel like there's so many people out there that could do.
Who do you think it is?
Like,
who's your Flash if you could decide? And you can't say Grant Gustin.
No, I'm not saying Grant Gustin. I would pick someone new. I'm just trying to think who I would pick. For me, at this point, I'll take anybody that's young that could pull off everything that makes Barry Allen. Like I'd say, who's someone that I could say that would be that's at the right age to play someone like Barry Allen. I'm trying to think. Is there a younger actor that comes to mind for you?
Asa Butterfield isn't the worst option ever.
He's not the worst. I can get by with that, like, kind of Tom Holland era type of, like, that age group can work for the Flash.
Stop saying Tom Holland, dude. Not everything's based around Tom Holland.
No, I'm just saying, like, because it's funny that the other guy was originally going to be Spider-Man, and then in comes Tom Holland.
No, it wasn't.
You didn't know about that?
No, Ezra Miller was never supposed to be...
No, not Ezra Miller. Your Butterfield guy, he made a post about being Spider-Man, and then he got in trouble, and then they gave it to Tom Holland instead.
That is not true.
It is. I can actually find you the reports.
Joe, stop jumping so early.
Dude, I cannot believe you didn't know about that. That's so funny.
I did know about that.
He botched it. And then they're like...
That was not him. Okay, a little history lesson. Since you don't know, Asa Butterfield was never supposed to be Spider-Man. He was never in the cast running. Do you want to know who was, though? Since apparently I have to tell you this. So Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, and The Rock.
There's no way. Those dudes are so old for Spider-Man. What?
You actually believe me?
No, I don't. That's why I said there's no way.
What if I told you that Pierce Brosnan was actually supposed to be the original?
I would say you're full of shit. Because I don't believe it one bit. No, I don't know. That's a good choice though. That actor you said he would have been good. I'm trying to think who else I would get. There's gotta be someone that I'm trying to. Would you want a younger Flash or would you want an older Flash?
Yeah. No, definitely not an older one because you can't do a lot with him after that. Get a young. get a mid-age, like a late, like like a young stud, you know?
I guess that's fair.
Like if I like Austin, but like Austin Butler kind of age group, you know?
That's a good age group to get. Austin Butler is good actor.
He's gotta be like one of the young. I don't know who I would cast him as though. He can be a ton of things. Like
yeah.
he's got range, and two, he can just be like anyone you need him to be. Like he can be Flash, he can be Superman. Honestly, he could be like Superman.
Damn it! I'm trying to shoot him, but he just was not letting me get up. I agree with the Flash and Superman thing for sure.
I
know a lot of people were saying
too. I don't know.
A lot of people were saying stuff about him as. A lot of people were saying something about him potentially like that they wanted him as Superman. I thought that was interesting.
No, I mean that's a great decision for him for Superman. I'd be totally down for that. I don't know if you would though, be.
He would be fine. I'm willing to give new people a chance.
You said who you wanted your Superman to be, right? You said I don't know. I feel like
I don't think I ever said who I thought I wanted Superman to be. I think I kind of liked the idea of the if they were good, because you never know like what's gonna happen with other DC shows and stuff. I like the idea of the guy that plays Superboy on Titans. I thought he could be a good, because he's at a good age where he could be a good, if they let him try Superman, it would have been interesting. But I don't necessarily think he would be my pick. I just think it would have been an interesting thing to do. But I would probably say, out of all the people we know of that are at the right age for what they'd be looking for, I would probably say Austin would be a good choice. Because he's got that Superman curl and he could probably pull it off. Like you said, he's got a lot of range.
Yeah, he's a good actor. You know, people have their opinions on Elvis, but I thought acting-wise, he was really good for that role.
My problem with Elvis was it was too long. Other than that, I thought it was fine.
Oh, really?
And I liked his performance.
So you genuinely liked the movie?
Yeah, I liked the movie. I just think it was too long. But other than that, I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, at least someone liked the movie.
Who didn't like it?
No one I know likes it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Nobody I know likes the movie. I don't even think it's that bad of a movie, honestly.
Some people are just hating.
Really, they are.
Because I just can't understand why people would be hating on that movie.
Well, one, I think people don't like the style of it, just because maybe it's too much, and two, like kind of like how you're saying, it's a bit long. But
yeah,
you know, like even my parents don't like the movie because they don't think it's a real like representation of how Elvis, or not Elvis, but like the general, whatever the Tom Hanks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with those kind of
You're saying that's not how he really was.
Yeah, those kind of movies you got to be careful with because you never know what people, how people are gonna feel on that matter.
Yeah. Because
it
like,
can really
he was really racist, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was an old timer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. Where are you?
I'm still dead.
Oh, you're
Wouldn't
dead?
be rebooted, yes.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that.
How'd you not know that?
There was something you asked me before that I didn't get to finish my answer.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna tell you. I remember what I was gonna tell you. What about
the Super Bowl thing?
Well, not only the Super Bowl thing, but there's another thing with the Super Bowl thing I was gonna mention. I've seen a lot of people say that. Did you know?
No, the Vikings aren't gonna go to the Super Bowl.
That's not what I was gonna ask.
Oh, okay.
I don't care about that. I don't know why people think I do, but
people think you do, really?
no, I was being sarcastic. I am one of the
No.
like least in terms of like football, like the actual sport. I like enjoy the sport, but like in terms of teams that win, I don't really think I have
You could
like
care
a
less.
yeah, exactly. I could care less. But I would say, so what do you think about being that Harrison Ford is what, he's 60 now, right?
Yeah.
Are you a little nervous for Indiana Jones?
What do you mean?
Hold up. What was that, sweetheart? We almost done. Then we go bed. I look forward to. Let me come here and sit with you. Sound good here? Is that better? Yeah, so my question was, with him being 60 years old, did you hear about all the injuries he's had on this last Indiana Jones movie?
Yep. Really? He's injured?
He's had a lot of injuries. Like when they were filming it, they had to take a little break because of the injuries.
Here's what I think. I think he knew what he was getting himself into, one. And if he didn't want to do this role, he wouldn't have came back for it.
Right.
Because he's not afraid of saying no.
But do you think but do you think he's capable of doing because the thing about Indiana Jones, the thing that people love about the old Indiana Jones movie are the practical stunts.
I think they have to CGI some of the stuff because he's 70, like he's old. But
no, I understand.
At the same time, like I think he can, depending on what it is, he can do some stuff. Like he can hang. Like he's not afraid of hanging. So I think yeah, I don't think it's anything we have to worry about.
Do you trust with Disney's latest track record of all these bringing back these franchises?
I think I trust them. I trust them.
Okay.
It's Indiana Jones too. It's like it's not really hard to mess up Indiana Jones.
I was just watching a critic that I like comparing notes with a lot. And he was saying,
oh, do you know him personally?
No, not personally, but he does a bunch of panels and stuff at Comic-Cons, and he was doing a panel about his most anticipated movies of the year, and he was talking about how he's excited for that movie, but he's very nervous because he doesn't think Disney has handled a lot of their franchises very well in the last couple of years when they're like actually Disney-owned properties, like not when they originated from something else, or like just in general with Lucasfilm, he hasn't been the most pleased outside of like some of the Star Wars stuff he's liked, but then some he hasn't liked as well.
See, I would argue that that's not necessarily completely true, because if you remember 2019, they made so much fucking money. Almost every movie they released made over $1 billion.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I think
Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, Toy Story 4, Aladdin, Lion King, Incredibles 2, Endgame, all those movies, Captain Marvel, all those movies made over $1 billion.
Yeah, I think he just was nervous because I think he was surprised that like, I mean, when you look at the fact that obviously it's the last Indiana Jones movie, but like there was so many like delays behind the scenes because of Harrison Ford getting injured and just like there's a lot to be concerned about, I think, but I mean we'll see. Maybe you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we'll see. And also, I mean, I don't know. It's not a movie you really have to worry about because it's like, well, how can they fuck it up? Like you can't get much worse than the Crystal Skull. Like you can't get much worse than that movie. And
I would say this
they don't make the stunt. They never make the stunts look terrible. So I don't think they can mess it up that bad. Honestly, I think it's in good hands.
Yeah, for me, my biggest reason for believing it is that it's the person that did Logan that's doing it. That's the only reason
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think I'm positive towards it. But I am a little worried about the practical stunts because Harrison Ford is in his 60s.
Yeah. And I mean, and they don't make CGI look that bad either. Like it's.
No, I just know there's certain people that like there's, especially after what Tom Cruise has been doing, there's a lot of people saying that like some of these celebrities in their older ages are just going like ham crazy. Like,
Oh wait, so you were saying like you're afraid for his health or something?
not just health, like I just think it's interesting that like I still wonder why he came back for this role over Han Solo because this role is the
Well,
more
it's not.
physical
No,
one
it's
and
Indiana
just
Jones.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like why he came back for this, but he was so desperate to get rid of Han Solo when that would have
Well,
been less
well,
of a problem for him.
people always bring this up. Like they say, oh, Han Solo hates or Harrison Ford hates Han Solo, but he came back to Indiana Jones. It's like, okay, you guys realize that they're two completely different characters. I mean, not
Right.
completely, but they're two different like things. Like he doesn't like Han Solo because there's a whole franchise attached to it. And there's a bunch of nerds coming up to him and asking him stuff, and like, you know, he was never really, honestly, it was supposed to be a one-time thing. Like, he never really
Yeah.
wanted Han Solo to be, like, to last that long, especially until the last movie of the franchise. With Indiana Jones never really bothered him because he also likes that character, too.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
he likes Indiana Jones. So to ask him like if he wanted to like if he didn't want to come back, he wouldn't have. Maybe he was like okay fine because he wants a paycheck, but I highly doubt that. Like he'll if he wants to he can say no. So I
True.
don't think it was ever that in question. But you know he's in good hands. He wouldn't hurt himself too much if he didn't want to do this movie. So I think it's all like at the end of the day he's all Gucci.
That's true. I'm sure it will work out.
I'm sure it will too. And I think Disney he has them all in good hands.
Where's this other guy? Got him. No, I don't know where the other guy went.
Oh, back to so answering your question on the Super Bowl thing. So I think Flash for sure, Ant-Man TV spot. We could get. I don't know when does John Wick come out.
Oh, we'll get something for John Wick. They have a history
I
of
think
doing
so.
it.
I think we could also get something for Dead Reckoning. For
We
sure.
probably will.
Because Universal like to dip their toes and all that stuff.
It's really gonna come down to which companies want to like. I'm surprised that DC's even putting the money towards the Flash because they've skipped so many Super Bowls. Like they have so many. They must have so much faith in this movie and marketing it well, because I'm shocked that they're gonna use the Super Bowl because they have been completely away from the Super Bowl for years.
Yeah, you're right. They have.
So it's really weird to me that they're now choosing to get back into it. It's gonna be interesting because Marvel's normally biggest thing with the Super Bowl.
It's a fucking default skin.
Oh, did he get you? Yeah.
Get him, Joe. Get him, Joe. Come on,
Shit,
Joe.
I was reloading. Like one of the weird things is like they normally come out with the big trailers normally for the Super Bowl, but like with Ant-Man, they've already shown their trailers, and now it's like if they show a TV spot, they're just showing more footage.
That's what I was saying. I think it's gonna just be like a TV spot. Like
they're gonna have to make, and they normally do trailers plus TV spots. Like I wonder, is there gonna be another thing that they're gonna try and promote because of that?
Yeah, the other thing. Oh yeah, that's right. The other thing. They did this a couple. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that. I know it was the year before that. Actually, I think they did this year too. I can't remember. But they do these little Disney Plus things. They show little glimpses of all the Disney Plus stuff that's coming out this year. And I think that's what they're gonna do again. They're gonna do a confirmation of like they're gonna show some Loki, some Echo, some maybe Ironheart because they have shots on footage. Secret Invasion, of course. I think they're gonna do that too. It's also gonna be a bunch of Star Wars stuff. I do think we could get a Star Wars thing too.
I think we'll get.
I do think if they don't do the Disney Plus thing where they put a confirmation of all the upcoming shows, so that means including Ahsoka and Mando. I think we're gonna get like maybe a possible trailer or a TV spot leading into a trailer.
If I had to say we would expect anything Star Wars, I would expect we'll get Mando, because I just think it's a little too early to get anything for Ahsoka. But I think we could get Mando for sure.
Well, Mando comes out in March.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Ahsoka's after that, so that's what I'm saying. I expect us to get Mando before Ahsoka.
Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure.
I could see the Disney Plus angle where they show the different Marvel Disney Plus shows. That's definitely not.
Do you think there's anything else? Do you think there's anything else that they could show for the Super Bowl?
That Marvel in general, or just other movies in general?
Movies in general.
Well, I would say anything is. When it comes to the Super Bowl, the cool thing about the Super Bowl is there's so many opportunities if a company is willing to put money down. What's interesting is, this is what I think is interesting. I just heard a scoop that the new Fast and the Furious trailer is coming out on the 10th instead of the 12th. So they'll probably show whatever is shown on the 10th again or something, or a different version of it. Because Fast 10 is confirmed to get a trailer on the 10th. So maybe they'll do like a smaller TV spot of that trailer. Because they're famous for putting their little TV spots.
Yeah, that's true.
So I always expect Fast and the Furious to be there because they always do that. I don't think there's anything else I would expect.
What else is coming out this year?
The only other thing in terms of Marvel I would expect is I could say, even though it's early, I could see if they don't want to go all out with crazy footage for Ant-Man, I could see we get something new for Guardians. That's the only thing I would say. Yeah,
you're right.
I don't think they're ready to show anything from the Marvels yet, so I would say Guardians is a safe bet because we already have something for Guardians, so they can just add something new.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not hard to do.
So early, Joe.
I don't know. I just always do. I'm sorry. But then, like the Marvels, I just don't know if they'll show anything. What else would they show? What's interesting is DC's only, from what I've heard, DC's only spent money on Flash. So I doubt we'll get something. If we're gonna get a trailer for Shazam at the end of the month, we probably won't get a new Shazam thing at the Super Bowl or anything else otherwise. So I'd expect only Flash. They seem to want everyone's attention on that movie for whatever reason.
What's your main opinion on the Flash?
On the movie?
On the character.
So I love the character. I wish there was a stronger actor.
DC character?
He's one of them. You want to know something? You want to know a hot take that a lot of people don't know about me?
Is he top 5?
Not only that, but here's something interesting, right? So one of the things that people like to do a lot, and I don't know if you ever did this. So when you grow up on DC for a lot, right? I was watching Justice League cartoons and Spider-Man cartoons at the same time. I will say this. I'm more of a fan of Flash than if I had to pick a quippy superhero. I'm a bigger fan, like, you know how Hunter prides himself on being a huge Spider-Man fan? I'm a bigger Flash fan than I am a Spider-Man fan.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I gotta disagree with you, dude.
No, it's different. It's different. Yeah, it's a different feeling. I still love Spider-Man.
Hard to agree on that one, dude. Sorry.
No, it's not meant to be like, I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just saying that I've had that experience because I enjoy both characters for what they are, but I have a lot of experience as a Flash fan. I enjoy both characters though for different reasons. But there's a lot of things.
You think Flash is more quippy, and you think his jokes land more, or what?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I just think depending on which version of the Flash it is. Like, I really liked in the Justice League cartoon, I really liked the Wally West version of Flash
that they did in the Justice League
cartoon. Yeah, well, he's good as Kid Flash, but I liked it when they made him the Flash in the Justice League cartoon because they had not done that yet, and it was pretty cool.
Wait, is Kid Flash different from Wally West, or is that...
Wally West is the same, but but Kid Flash was like, so originally in the comics he started as Kid Flash and then he eventually got to become the Flash because bad things happened to Barry.
Wait, who's the Black Flash?
Oh, you mean like as in the one that was Black Flash was what Zoom's other alter ego happened to be. So he was like, so Zoom would be
the black guy.
Oh, you're still thinking about, well, in the Flash show, Wally was black, even though Wally's meant to be white. But
was he Kid Flash or was he?
Wally was Kid Flash in the show. If you're referring to Wally,
but why was he black though?
Well, they decided to make Wally the actual son of Joe, right? And Joe is black. So, and then Iris is his sister. So it just kind of worked. And at the time, the CW was kind of pushing for more representation, of course. So.
Well, wait, I gotta check real quick. Because there's somebody...
But the Wally I'm familiar with the most is normally white in the comics and in the cartoons. You know what I really wish personally, as much, and this is no disrespect to the other people that hold the mantle, I was thinking about this in Black Adam, and I'm not surprised we haven't had this conversation. If James Gunn was going to do something different with his DC universe that hadn't been done a lot, he should make his Flash, he should do the Jay Garrick Flash instead of Barry Allen again. Because,
you think so?
Yeah, I do. Because we will have had two Barry Allens now. I mean, I think it's time for a change.
Well, Stephen Amell was always Oliver Queen, right?
Yeah, he's the only one that's played him in live action. I mean, I'm not saying there couldn't be other Barry Allens. I just think there's other people that have the Flash mantle that they could use.
Well, who's the Black Flash?
Are you thinking of the Rival, or which one are you?
Yeah, the Rival.
Yes, he was another enemy that was kind of. There's a lot of speedsters. There's a lot of speedster villains. There's a lot of
speedsters. Why are there so many?
Gotta go fast, man, like Sonic.
But they all got their powers like Flash did?
Similar ways.
That's why I didn't watch the show. It got too much.
So there's a lot.
There were some
Flash is very
they all become the same person. Like who's Bart Allen? Like what the hell is that?
Oh, so that's Barry's son.
That's so stupid.
There's a different way.
It's like they're overdoing it now. It's like there's just too many of them.
Well, so there was a because of the speedster time travel, that's what really screws a lot of people up. Is a lot of people become speedsters in different ways. Like not everyone got their powers exactly like Barry, but there was different things that went on, and a lot of speedsters were created by similar to how Spider-Man's villains were created. There was a lot of accidents that created speedsters.
Right. But who's Bart Allen, though?
Bart Allen is literally... So, in the future, Barry has two kids. Nora West Allen and Bart Allen. So those are his kids.
Wait, who does he have kids with?
Iris.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course he does. That's why his kid's black?
Yes.
Or not black, but mixed?
Yes.
That makes sense. And how many other speedsters are there? There's so many speedsters.
Let's see. Red Death, which is...
Could you name all the speedsters right now?
I can name a lot of them. Let's see. So
Okay,
there's Red.
try
There's
to name as many as you can.
Okay, so Reverse Flash, The Flash, Bart Allen's Speedster. I'm trying to think what the name of him is. I think he was just another version of Kid Flash. There's more than one Kid Flash, so we'll just say there's a Wally Kid Flash and there was a Bart Allen Kid Flash, and then I believe they called Nora's Speedster XS, which was where she got all her abilities similar to when Iris was temporarily a speedster. Which was a stupid storyline. I didn't understand why they did that, but whatever. And then there's the Rival, which is just kind of another crazy speedster. There's Zoom, Savitar, which in most storylines, in the Flash show, they turned it into an evil version of Barry, but it's supposed to be just basically it was meant to be the god of speed, which is funny because there's also God Speed, so it's fucking ridiculous. And then there's Red Death, which Red Death is a multiversal version of Bruce Wayne that becomes a speedster.
Right. Okay.
And there was a time where Deathstroke was a speedster too, where he stole the Flash's powers, and then he goes on a killing spree as a speedster. I forget what.
Is he? So when was he in the show?
Red Death's being saved for the final season.
Oh, he's in the final season.
Yep.
Okay. Who's he played by?
Well, they changed it because they don't have the rights to Bruce Wayne, so they're gonna make it a version of Batwoman is gonna be Red Death because of the fact that they can't use Bruce Wayne.
It's gonna be a girl.
Yeah, because they don't. Well, so the only reason it was a guy in the comics is because they were in the comics. You know, you can do versions of Bruce Wayne and all these other things because there's no right issues. You know. But now everything they have to be super crazy tight-lipped with Bruce Wayne right now, so they don't want to let anybody in TV rights barely use Bruce Wayne, so. Which I think is kind of stupid, because I would like to see in a Red Death Bruce Wayne. I'm honestly glad that they didn't.
All the speeds? Or is there more?
That's the ones I remember. I'm sure there's more. There's fucking so many speedsters. Those are like the big, important speedsters. Oh yeah, Black Flash, which is another variant of...
you forgot one. You forgot one important one that I'm surprised you forgot this one.
What one did I forget?
Remember Zoom?
I said Zoom.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I said Zoom very early on because Zoom's one of my favorites.
He's awesome. I love Zoom, dude.
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah. No, season 2 was like one of the peak... Was peak season for Flash.
That's why I really liked it, but then after that, it all got the same. I remember I watched season 1 and 2. I think I told you I stopped at 3 or 4. I can't remember. I think it was 4 because the first 3 were actually decent, and that's why I like Zoom so much. Zoom was awesome, dude. Like
the only reason I watched the Flash is for the I like the connections, like when the Arrowverse was happening, I like to just fall through with the storylines of the other characters, seeing what happens and stuff. And there's a few of the characters How
did you feel when they did the Infinite on, or the Crisis on Infinite Earth thing, and they did that moment with Ezra and Grant? How did you feel about that?
I thought it was a great moment. I just hoped that it would actually lead somewhere, because otherwise that fan service would have been for nothing.
Were you mad at seeing Ezra, or did you not care?
At that time, I didn't care as much. At that time, I was kind of flabbergasted by it, because I was like, wow. I didn't think they'd get someone from the movies to just, like... Because Crisis is such a big deal, it was cool that they did something that massive. Because
were you hoping that they would team up? Or did you know it was going to be that kind of cameo?
I figured it was going to be something short, because I was... So when the Arrowverse, one of the reasons why I'm so connected to the Arrowverse more than a lot of other things, is I used to be on Facebook, I used to be a reporter, and I would interview certain members of certain casts. Like, I never did any big interviews with, like, big cast members, but I'd get, like, supporting characters, right? So, like, I interviewed a lot of the people that played a lot of the Flash villains. So I interviewed, the guy that played, the first Captain Boomerang on Arrow and in Flash. The Australian one.
You interviewed Jai Courtney?
Not that not that one. The other guy. He was on Spartacus.
Dude, I would have loved to talk to Jai Courtney.
Oh yeah, unfortunately I didn't get access to the movie actors. That would have been nice.
Oh, you just said you talked to Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one in the Arrowverse originally before the new one they have. There's now technically 3 Captain Boomerangs. Because there's Mercer, which is the new one that they showed in the new trailer. And then there was the other Digger Hardness, the more serious Digger Hardness, that didn't have a fucking unicorn. It makes you wonder, do you think James Gunn did not like Jai Courtney, or do you think he just like had to pick someone randomly and just like?
But no, I feel like they have the same kind of personality though. Like
that's why I think it's funny. I want to know why. I'd like to know like out of that entire roster why he chose to kill him so early.
Exactly. I don't know why. Because he knows people like him. I don't know why the fuck you would kill him off.
That's what I love about James Gunn. James Gunn isn't afraid to ruffle feathers, and I love that.
I hate him for it. That's why I feel like he needs to be fired as the head of DC. Like I hope he gets fired eventually.
You really hate that he doesn't like that he lets you get cozy with the character and then takes it away from you.
No, because it's stupid. It's just no. He's literally becoming Zack Snyder. Like this is exactly he's becoming the very thing he wanted to destroy.
Well, Zack Snyder didn't even. I would never compare those two.
Well, you wouldn't, but I would.
Why would you compare them? I thought you liked James Gunn.
I liked him before he took away Jai Courtney.
You really like Jai Courtney that much?
He was awesome as Boomerang, man. You can't deny it.
No, I enjoyed him. He wasn't my favorite Suicide Squad member, but I thought it was fine.
He was definitely one of the best of the original Suicide Squad.
The first movie. That's true.
For some reason he couldn't explain.
I just hate that we didn't get to see more of Will Smith's Deadshot. I love Deadshot.
Yeah.
I wanted more Deadshot. And I would have liked to see the continued friendship between Rick Flag and Deadshot, because I liked how they were treated in the first movie. I enjoyed how he was always ratting out the Enchantress to him. He's like, go down there and knock on her ass until it knocks his shit off. Oh, dude.
We all miss Rick, man. Rest in peace.
Rick Flag was good, yeah. I was pissed. That's the one person that died that I was really pissed about. I love Rick Flag. I was like, no.
Right, yeah, among other ones. That one put a chip on my shoulder.
Damn it.
So you died?
Yeah, I got wrecked. Alright, I'm gonna get ready to go to sleep now.
Oh wow! All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. I hope you guys enjoyed our little crazy willy-nilly fun time. Oh, you don't like willy-nilly?
It was pretty willy-nilly.
It's willy-nilly. Gotta be silly.
Of course.
Well, I hope you enjoy your day off tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Or I guess today, technically.
Me and my friend are gonna go see Plane.
I want to go see that. I'm gonna watch that at some point. If Connor doesn't want to watch it, I'll just watch it myself.
Yeah, dude, a little bit of Luke Cage.
I want to see it, man. I don't even care if the movie's good. I just want to see Luke Cage.
For real?
I just want to support. I feel it's important to support Mike Coulter's future.
Man. I know. He's underrated, man. He's not using a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna support him so Mr. Feige can be like, all right, people want Luke Cage to come back. All right,
yes, please, Mr. Feige.
Let's go.
Dude, we need him back, man.
You don't know something crazy, and I cannot believe that I'm even fathom saying this. As much as I love Daredevil, I think out of all the actors that have played a Marvel character that I would have wanted more of in the MCU that I think I would like to see, I really liked Luke Cage. Like, I really like Mike Coulter a lot.
He was awesome, dude.
Like, I love Like, I might re-binge Luke Cage. Like, I love that show. I don't know what it is, but something about Luke Cage really stuck out to me.
I mean, I completely understand that, dude. He's one of my favorites, too. He's
Yeah, I
awesome.
just love him, dude. That's something about him. He's just great to me. I just love Mike Coulter. He's incredible.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of, Michael Jai White.
He does. Yeah, I could see those two.
Little bit.
Those two should tag team in a movie. That'd be fun. I'd like to see a movie with the two of them. Dude, that'd be awesome.
So awesome, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'd love to see that. I think they would be cool, paired up together.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, man. Get some good rest. I'm just collecting all my battle stars right now, and then I'm getting off.
Are you doing challenges?
What'd you say?
Oh, you were doing challenges?
Yeah, I got a ton done.
Is that why we lost?
No, I just think we were in the zone and we were getting killed at the same time, and I think we were also getting really tired.
I know one speedster you forgot.
What one?
The OG Flash. What's his name?
Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick, yep.
I forgot to even mention him because I just think of him as another version of Flash. That's why I didn't. Or depending on which universe it is, it's always he's from a different Earth Flash.
Well, yeah, wasn't there like two different Jay Garretts? Like there was an old guy and then there was a younger one.
Yeah, there was.
What was that one Flash from? Like he had like that old costume, but he was. It was like the Scarlet costume, but he was an older guy. And it was like a more like classic costume.
Oh yeah, there was the. Oh, that's the other thing. They still haven't solved the mystery of the Accelerated Man.
Was that him?
That's something that it might be. That was a character that they introduced in an early season of The Flash, and hopefully they'll touch on it in the finale because he was a character people were hoping to see more of.
Yeah. Well, there's also that one time where they I remember when Steven, not Steven, but
oh yeah, when he was the Flash, it was great.
Oliver, dude, yeah, he was the Flash. You gotta include that time, dude.
Dude, I actually liked him as the Flash. I actually loved that.
He actually didn't look too bad in the costume. Like he looked like he could do something, you know.
I just liked because it was cool to see him flex his comedic muscles. Like I loved seeing the scene. I love the scene where he tries to like where he meets Superman for the first time, and Barry looks at him as Oliver, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Puffing out my chest, trying to stand up to Superman.
That was funny, dude.
That was some funny shit. I was laughing. Well, yeah, dude, there's some good. I'm actually rewatching the Arrowverse right now. I'm like doing, and I'm gonna rank all the shows and seasons, and I'm having a really fun time right now redoing that right now.
Yeah,
I'm on my favorite season of Arrow right now, which makes me happy.
Wasn't there two versions of Reverse Flash?
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, so there's Matt Letcher, and then there's Harrison Wells from the OG days.
Oh, you forgot Savitar.
I said Savitar. I said Godspeed Savitar, and I said Godspeed as well because there's two different ones.
You did. You said. Oh, did you say? You said Jesse.
Oh, I didn't say Jesse Quick. That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about Jesse Quick. Thank you. I totally. Dang it.
Dude, there are so many speedsters, dude. Oh my god, there's so many.
I don't think anyone could name them all.
I couldn't name them all off the top of my head. I just couldn't name them all. There's too many.
There's way too many. It's crazy.
Which one's your favorite speedster that's not Flash or Barry Allen?
Oh, dude, I'm all about Zoom. I love Zoom. Even in the comics, Zoom was awesome.
Yeah, Zoom is awesome.
Yeah, I like Zoom. I like Zoom.
Or Reverse Flash.
I definitely am interested to see how they do Red Death. I hope they really up the budget for Red Death because I just love the idea of a Bat family member being a speedster because they don't normally have powers, and like seeing someone that has access to the Speed Force and being an expert in hand-to-hand combat, that could be. I'm kind of gonna feel bad for Barry. I mean, if an evil Batwoman kicks the shit out of Barry, that's gonna be.
So it's a girl. It's gonna be a girl, right?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty awesome.
I'm excited.
I hope
It's
she
gonna be
kicks
cool.
ass because
I think
she looks
so.
pretty cool. You said Black Flash?
Yeah, Black Flash is one. So there's a couple different versions of Black Flash. The one I'm the most familiar with is when Zoom
What
basically
about
is.
Black Racer?
Oh yeah, he's in one too. I forgot about Black Racer. There's so many fucking There's so there. We haven't even scratched the surface.
You were saying about Black Flash, one of your
Oh
favorite
yeah,
what?
so there's one when Zoom dies. Black Flash is kind of like his new like zombie. It's a zombie version of Zoom that
Oh yeah,
gets.
the zombie, like the undead
Yeah,
version.
yep, pretty much. That's how Black Flash works, which is cool. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I like that stuff though. It's cool. So many cool speedsters. But yeah, I generally
Yeah.
like. I think a lot of people would, even with me not liking Ezra Miller, just for the idea of a Flash movie, I'm pretty excited just because I like the idea of the Flash, and hopefully they really do a good job expanding the multiverse and being really fun because it looks like it's gonna be a fun movie. I just hope that the trailer just gives the vibe that it's hopefully all this work they've put in for years. Like, I really like Andy Muschietti as a
Yeah.
director, so I hope he really made something really special.
And at the same time, like even though like people say what they want about Black Adam, but at least with that movie, you could tell that they put their all into that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
they did.
at least I want this movie to be at least like that. Like, even if it's a shit movie, at least show that you like this movie has been worth the all like that 5 years that this movie's been in development for.
I'm just so interested in the fact that, like, when they made the whole announcement of bringing back Keaton, like, I'm so excited to just see. I really hope that Keaton and Affleck get at least one scene in the same room because I just think having those two older Batmans in the same, like, area would be great. I
Do you
just
think they're
think
gonna
that
share a scene?
I'd hope so. I don't know if they will, but I
I
would.
forgot that they were both in the. Wait, I thought I heard that they were gonna take him out. That they were
Oh, they
taking
didn't
out
take him
Affleck.
out. They didn't take him out.
Okay, good.
He's still in it from what I heard. Okay, we go bed now. What's it? I'll talk to you tomorrow, man.